Gonna take feels like hell and you're crying cause you wanna stay. Quick fix, found in bliss when you feel the heartbeat inside. When you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? When you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk. Me too, I'm just like you and I need to fuck it up sometime. I'm stuck with ego trips and sex to a mother will buy. Sometimes I feel magic, but I manage to fuck up somehow. Get drunk, get drunk, get drunk, get drunk, and I'm getting high. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? You do in your room when you're all alone. In your room when you're all alone. 3, 4, you want more. More of what if cure it was. More of what if cure it was. 5, 6, found in bliss when you're drunk or you're doing drugs. When you're drunk, 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 when you're doing drugs. Do you don't believe in magic? Ibland känner jag magin, men jag lyckas ändå fucka upp. Me too, I'm just like you and I need to fuck it up sometime. I'm stuck with ego trips and sex to a mother will buy. Sometimes I feel magic, but I manage to fuck up somehow. Get drunk, get drunk, get drunk. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? looking like a thunderstorm. Oh, here we go, 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 go. You're easy to remember, so hard to forget. Baby, it's a coward way you strut. How could I not worship every inch your feet have touched? Baby, run away with me. You kill it lonely. You make my eyes unsee. All the crazy. You make my heart believe there's only one of you, baby. Run away with me. Don't leave me lonely. You make my eyes unsee. All the crazy. You make my heart believe. There's no more clouds on the freeway. Now tell me you'll stay. Golden hour lasts all day. Here we go, go, go. Rose bed, fancy hotels, girl, you know. Baby, run away with me. You kill it lonely. You make my eyes unsee. All the crazy. You make my heart believe there's only one of you, baby. Run away with me. Don't leave me lonely. You make my eyes unsee. All the crazy. You make my heart believe. And we'll stay in bed all day. Make love in every way. Baby, run away with me. You kill the lonely. You make my eyes unsee. All the crazy. You make my heart believe. Oh, baby, run away with me. Don't leave me lonely. You make my eyes unsee. All the crazy. You make my heart believe. You make my heart believe. Run away with me. You kill the lonely. You make my eyes unsee. All the crazy. You make my heart believe. Baby, run away with me. Don't leave me lonely. You make my eyes unsee. All the crazy. You make my heart believe. You make my heart I don't wanna feel this good just 'cause you called last night. I'm not that girl. I don't wanna dress up for you and be a toy. I'm not that girl. No, I'm not that girl. You got me just as long as I'm bored. Put your feelings aside. Give that wild shot a try. Let's ride. No one does it better. Put your feelings aside. Throw yourself out in the night. Let's ride.
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. In a few minutes, our special guest will arrive. We may have a surprise guest. I'm not sure. We'll see. If it's your first time joining, welcome to the show. Normally about this time, I'm going to do my normal stuff. So one of the things is that I try and start on time. I always shoot for that, and tonight I made it 8 on the button, which is really weird because I had a lot going on and I barely made it. So let's see who has clocked in doing the work. I see Himza Alexander. Cool to see you there. I see the black cat avatar. I like that. That's cool. Damien, our resident parkour expert, and also a ultralight enthusiast who may be designing his own ultralight. I happen to see some of his posts on a forum we're both on. Chairman of the board, that's Anson Knowles, ladies and gentlemen. He has a new channel out. Go check it out. It's cool. And he is actually responsible for the guest tonight. We'll see how that goes. K2 Keep On Trucking has made it in. Lord of Pies dropped by to throw a pie. Big Bad Mama says, love you, Earl. I'm okay. Good to see you. Kissy Cat is in the chat. I never pronounced that OX nonsense. So Kissy Cat is. Let's see. Wicked Wally, Smoking Spaceman, BIY, Believe in Yourself. He is in the house tonight. Imperious has already made himself known. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I meant to get to you earlier during the debate, but it just kind of absolutely went crazy there at the end because I had to go get my I had to go pick my son up. Yeah. So glad everybody made it. Fredo Fonzarelli is in the house. I made an appearance on his show. Him and Mr. Mister have a show, and it's actually really good. And or maybe no, it's Stepfire. It's him and Stepfire. It's great. Why did WMD delete Lindsay's message? That's funny. You got to be careful, Lindsay. Got to be careful. Got to be very careful. It can't look like a link. I see. Yeah, can't do that. Yeah, so Lindsay Smith, obviously, in the house. Looks like Mrs. D2 is in the, or DII is in the house. Let's see. Sirius Shelby has made it. Seth Spence, Raw Dog in the house. Silvar Ogre is in the house. Good to see you. Based Welshman. I think this is your first time here. That's cool, or at least the first time posting that I've seen. My buddy Kevin is in the house. Good to see you, sir. I actually need to get a hold of you, Kevin. I keep saying that, but I keep forgetting when I know that you're going to be around. Earl's Ghost, which I'm sure is Ghost 1978, is in the house. Good to see you, sir. Mr. is in the house. All right, we got a lot of new people. That's good. That's very good. All right, new phone. Who dis? That's right. All right. Yeah. So if you caught the debate the other night, that was awesome. Cleaner 409 is in the house as well. If you caught the debate the other night, it was cool. It's always a good time to debate, and I enjoyed it. Now this show, I technically don't debate on this show. The other night was the very first debate that I've done on my own channel. It was cool, but we're still the Continental. We still don't do business here. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and bring up i.killed.earl, and we'll just keep. I kind of keep rolling on the monologue. Welcome, i.killed.earl. It's been a really good week, guys. Tomorrow, it will be a Trash Talk Saturday, and we're going to talk some trash. I've got so much trash that we're going to talk, and I'm sure you do too. So come on up and talk trash when you have a chance, if you can make it. I know Saturday night's a busy night for streamers, but we're cool. We're cool. And you know that I'm going to keep that. That's a nice short monologue. And yeah, and that's it. Earl,
Sir.
introduce yourself.
I am, you can call me Earl. Everybody does. I am a weird little person. I have a blog that I post subversive weirdness and yeah, generally my brain on the internet. I am all over YouTube. Can you smash Earl? Very squishy. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. All right. Okay. Well, we'll get more into it. So I don't know really anything about you except what Anson kind of told me, and so a couple of things you may not. I don't know if you've ever even been to this channel before. So,
Just one time. That was like 2 days ago.
oh really? On the debate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the audience. I was like, "Hey, we have a date on Friday."
Oh, I did not see that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That was
Sorry.
because I was, I was busy. I was working.
You were busy. Yeah.
I was working. So normally I do not pardon me. I had a sinus infection. I'm over the sinus infection part of it, but obviously the mucus gets in the lungs. It takes a while to work its way out. So I've been coughing a lot. So I'm not being overly rude, but
It's okay.
$2
Body
comes in
functions
from
happen.
Earl's ghost. Is that Earl's skull in the back? That's a good question, I guess.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. There are people watching. So this channel is not a debate channel per se, unless it's a setup debate channel. Mostly I like to just have good conversations. They can get a little back and forth-ish. They can get a little heated. I personally tend to mirror energy. So if you are cool and calm and making good points, I'm going to be the same. And I don't really take anything personally. So there you go. We will get into more of the. We'll get more into that. I'm gonna Lindsay. I did not. Although actually, my mother-in-law has COVID right now. It's very funny. I've never gotten COVID, not even one time.
I haven't either. I'm a dental hygienist, so I'm literally like in people's grill all day long. I've never had it. Masks work.
That explains a lot. The dental to be a dental hygienist, you really kind of have to like inflicting pain on people. So
yep,
that explains a lot right out of the gate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm very good at my job, so I'm very effective while also not butchering my patients. But yeah, you have to be any good at it. You have to not be afraid to like
hurt people.
I'm not there to be somebody's friend.
Sure.
I'm there to do a job, and so I get a lot of shit because my personality is awful to be a dental hygienist, because you normally think of them, and I call them the squeaky hygienists, where they're just like, they're all bubbly and blonde and, not me. And
I don't think I've met any of them.
They're everywhere.
Imperius probably knows them all.
They're generally, I mean, they're literally everywhere. Like I'd say the vast majority of the personalities that I encounter are the bubbly hygienists. I'm a weird, dark, gremlin, autistic person. So
yeah, let's talk about that a minute. You describe yourself as a heathen. What was the specific term you used? I'm sorry, I can't remember. I don't have it in front of me. So.
Devout heathen.
Devout heathen. Thank you. Yeah, that was it. I was searching for it. So what does that mean?
It's tongue in cheek. It's just meant to be facetious. It's I don't take myself that seriously.
I got you. So you're not lighting candles to Aleister Crowley or anything.
No. No.
All right. I just thought, I mean,
No.
hey, it's a legit question. It's legit.
Yeah, understandable.
He
I am
is
a
the
member of TST, but that's for legal reasons.
Yeah, he is the heathen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All
Mhm.
right. All right. Neat.
Yeah.
So what is it? So you're a dental hygienist.
Mhm.
What do you do on YouTube? What's your thing that you do? What would people know you for? Or if somebody was talking about you, what would they say?
I'm the one in the live chat that I wouldn't call myself a troll. I'm not a troll because I actually believe what I'm saying. So I'm not like going in there just to be like a dick or whatever. But let's just say I get noticed a lot. And I use that to establish some good relationships with a lot of creators. I used to help run a I was a moderator on The Line, which is an atheist call-in show. They do, pretty big live shows.
Your heathen kind of makes you an atheist by default, but not always.
Right. True. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, I am a publicly advocate sort of atheist.
You're a heathen, but not a Satanist.
Correct.
Okay, got it. All right.
Yeah.
Legit question, Just,
right. My mother's called me a heathen my whole life. It doesn't really have like a specific meaning to me. It's just like, I'm just a naughty kid. So that's it. It doesn't have any deeper meaning.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so I started out being a moderator there where they do, 2,500 type call-in live shows. And so kind of got my moderating chops by trial by fire. And left that and then went to a channel called Matters Now, where I ran the live chat there. And helped build that channel up. I think it's got 11,500. And I also had a show on there called Deep Six that I had with a business partner, and we got really big YouTubers to come on and watch goofy YouTube shorts with us and have a little conversation, and it was a lot of fun. I got into do some heated, unnecessary, and ridiculous, honestly, YouTube drama. So that ended, and I now I'm primarily like I've never really tried to have like my personal channel is not something that I've ever tried to like grow necessarily. My main focus is not YouTube. My main focus is my blog, which is i.killed.earl.com.
Where did you come up with I Killed Earl?
So there's a Dixie Chicks song.
Okay.
Called Goodbye Earl.
Goodbye. Okay.
Yes. It's one of their more famous ones. But I used to be married. I was married to a very bad man, who did very, very awful things to me. And so when I had to dissociate him from the man I fell in love with to the monster that he actually was. And so I have not actually spoken his name in many years, because I started calling him Earl, because it was a joke that my mom came up with and it stuck. And now I can't call him Earl anymore because I'm Earl and I've given that name a lot of power. Yeah, that's so. So when I was sort of establishing myself, kind of creating a channel, but not with any intention necessarily, but just establishing a channel on YouTube. That was many years ago, and that was me kind of taking my power back.
taking your power back. Okay, you got to walk me through that one.
How do you mean?
What do you mean by taking your power back? What?
He broke a human.
I'm sorry?
He broke a human.
He broke a human.
Yes, he literally. Some people are just evil. Some people are just evil,
That's
and their entire purpose is to make somebody else suffer. I was that person, and I was a shell of myself. I didn't have any of my own personality left. He had stripped. He had taken. He took everything from me, and it was very traumatic. So I had to build myself back up.
Okay. I'm gonna like go, because normally I would ask, well, what kind of things are we talking about here? Did he just not let you go out? But that's
No.
probably like a long dark walk for you, so we can avoid that. So,
Yeah.
so
No,
you identify.
we're talking like rape. We're talking, getting pissed on. We're talking, beatings. We're talking financial abuse, psychological abuse. Yeah, we're talking about as bad as it gets. It's not just like he didn't let me go out with my girlfriends. Like that's not what that's not what this was.
It sounds pretty evil.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. And he had to pay me a lot of money for it.
Okay. Well, all righty. Okay, so so you were married, abusive relationship. You get out of that. What else? What's next?
Then I moved across town and bought a little house and kind of set myself up, but I never really felt safe. So moved to just kind of went like this on a map, and where my finger landed is where I currently am now. I went there and been here since 2019, and living my best life.
Okay. And so you're a feminist, right?
I'd call myself a second wave feminist. Yes.
Second
I do
wave.
not subscribe to a lot of the third and fourth wave shenanigans.
Break that down for me, what that means.
Also, second wave was coming into the 60s and 70s. It was when they were establishing, it's when Roe v. Wade was passed. It's when, birth control for unmarried women became available. It was when women could finally have credit cards and buy houses and that kind of thing. So it was establishing women as like regular members of society. That could have the same sort of stuff that men had access to. I do not subscribe to the like sex work being empowering crap of the Me Too movement. I do not subscribe to the like believe all women thing. The trans women are women. I don't subscribe to any of that stuff.
Now that's an interest. We're gonna have to come back to that one. I got to come back to that one. But I'm interested. This is interesting because it's interesting that they talk about second wave feminism and the credit card thing. And the reality is, I think that gets misrepresented a lot because I think I'm just going by historical data. I have no, I really don't care one way or the other. But historically, only men could go into debt, and that was in a way to protect women but women could obviously use those charge accounts at the stores and that sort of thing. But men were responsible for that debt. And there were a lot of women who were really pissed off about, and it was men that decided that, by the way. It wasn't, women didn't stand up one day and go, I want to go in the debt. No, that was men decided that because women are a massive consumer market. And it's interesting that women use that as part of their reasoning behind the feminist wave when it's actually anti-feminine. It actually works against women. And now, obviously, I think, and I haven't checked the data lately, but I think it's something like 80% of consumer debt is held by women. which is insane. Isn't that insanity? Would you not agree that
Consumer
it's kind of insane?
consumer debt. Does that include like mortgages and things?
No.
Okay.
When we get into
Then yeah, then
mortgages are hard to figure out because often it's both the man and woman are both on the mortgage, or it's very, mortgages are hard. Consumer debt is department store credit cards, charge accounts at various vendors, that sort of thing.
mhm.
Isn't that shocking though? 80%.
Not really. I mean, women do. It's kind of the trope, but do
It is trope. Yeah, I
the
mean,
majority of the shopping.
it's
So it's not. I
shocking
don't
though,
find it. I
and they
don't find it
didn't
shocking.
have that before, so I don't know that that's an advantage. Like, I think that's actually backward. I think women went backwards on that. I think they lost. I think that's an overall an L. Now, and single women could go into debt, by the way. It was just married women. Married women could not sign for credit without letting her husband know, because he was responsible for that debt. She would not be held. And
Right.
it's nuanced, right? But if you
Mhm.
don't take time to actually learn about it, it's easy to be like, oh well, men were holding women down. It's like the checking account thing. I had to look into this because I had heard so many women talk about how that women couldn't hold checking accounts, and that's simply not true. Anybody could hold a checking account as long as there have been banks, at least in the United States. I didn't look into Europe. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
But it's interesting that you could, as a woman, you could hold a checking account at any bank that offered them, because a lot of banks didn't offer them. You have to remember, cash was king back in the day,
Mhm.
and the difference was that if you got married, a woman couldn't have her own checking account without her husband knowing. And that was because the idea of her hiding money, or using, whatever resources, or the man hiding money from his wife and his wife's account. So it was more for the bank just to understand things. It had absolutely nothing to do with men didn't want men. It wasn't men were not holding women down. And honestly, I don't know that a majority of women really wanted that. But it's interesting that none of the things that women champion in this early feminist argument has actually worked out for them, right? Like, now they hold so much debt that they
Well,
didn't
that's
have.
what capitalism did. I think the majority of the
Well, we were
problem is
still
capitalism.
capitalists. We were still capitalists. You just couldn't go
I
into
know.
debt by like a lot. You had to actually earn them. You had to have the money there. So
Well, yeah, I mean that's how the 2008 bubble happened and all of that kind of shit was the when
basically, that's
Reaganomics came in and completely unregulated like all the things. Yeah, it created a kind of a clusterfuck.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's. I mean, it's just an interesting sidebar, right? I always hear that from feminists. I can get I can get behind some of the things that feminists argued for. I think were necessary, but I don't consider them necessarily feminist things, right? Like, I don't think that men should hit women, right? I just don't. I don't believe that's a good thing.
Nobody should hit anybody.
Well, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I think sometimes.
I think we can say in a marriage, in a
Well,
relationship that nobody
we
should
weren't
hit
talking
anybody.
marriage.
I think in that's the
Yeah, okay. In
context that
that
I'm talking
context, yeah,
about.
I don't like it when I would not like it if my wife hit me, and I don't like the
Right.
idea that she would hit me.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
like the
I'm I'm
idea.
trying to cut off the notion that like it's okay for a woman to like slap a man. That's not okay.
Right, right. No, that's
That
not
is not
cool either.
okay.
But I don't think that if you were, but I don't think you should. But like Sam Kinison said, I understand what turns Mr. Hand into Mr. Fist on both sides, right? People get angry, people do things in anger that they would never do otherwise. Um, and so where I can understand a fight getting out of hand or emotions running high. I can't I can't get behind any kind of like abuse or relation. And have you ever seen one of these relationships where they just fight all the time? They like argue with each other. Like they'll be out
They're
with
funny questions to
company.
ask me.
Is that not embarrassing? Is that the most embarrassing
Uh-huh.
thing ever when you're out without like you're out with a couple and they're like they start fighting and you're like,
Yeah,
these people, right? Like, I mean, is that not the most embarrassing thing?
I had friends like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was my relationship wasn't allowed to look like that, but yeah, there was a couple that the guy worked for my ex-husband, and the wife and I were friends, and yeah, they'd be all the time.
Right.
Really
Again, like
unhealthy.
I'm not saying that. I'm not a pacifist, right? I believe that violence happens and we move on, right? I
Mhm.
believe that the idea of a life without violence is a life without actual men, because men
Mhm.
are prone to violence and it's a part of who they are.
Mhm.
And I think it's in.
Sorry, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
My
I was
my
like,
my
whoa.
my camera froze for some reason.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah, continue.
yeah. So I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting because I think, especially over the last 30 or 40 years, men have become far more feminine than they should be, right? Um, and sometimes a guy needs to be hit in the mouth, right? Like sometimes sometimes physical violence does solve the problem. And
I used to
um,
think so. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Mhm. I said I used to think so.
You used to think so? I
Yeah.
mean, I still think so. I mean, I think that bullies are going to be bullies until somebody stops them. Now, the 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 thing is that I promise you that you do believe violence answers the question, because every time you call the police to stop somebody instead of stopping them yourself, that it's the threat of the violence that stops that from happening. Are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
okay? Is
certainly. That
is
was
your
yeah.
camera like wigged down?
Yeah, I can't figure out why it's I'm trying to get it set up. I might have to leave and come back. Oh, and Anson was wanting to, he said you hadn't sent him a link yet.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I told him he could come up if he needed to come up, but I generally I keep my panels. I actually wasn't planning on doing a panel, but let me actually got to get that again because I've copied too many things. Arthur Daya, are you? Whoa, there's all the women in here are very violent. Anson likes it when I hit on him. I think that's a
Yeah,
different kind of
you've
hitting.
got some really vile people in your chat.
Vile?
Uh-huh.
I hadn't been watching chat, so I don't.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Why did it all of a sudden get lighter? That's weird. Lindsay says violence works against girls too. Just saying. Wow. Do girls really fight?
Oh yeah.
Like, really? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I've been in several.
Interesting. Yeah, sometimes sometimes you can't actually. I mean, it depends. Like the thing is that have people been being mean? I gotta scroll through my chat. I have not been watching chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Lord of Pies is like, not me.
No, that's
Who is the
the
one being
Cam the King or whatever. That
Oh, Cam the King.
disgusting human being.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cam's kind of an old. He's a geezer like me, I think.
Yeah, he's a fuckwit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to leave and then come back to reset my camera. I don't know why it's still stuck. So yeah, get Anson up on here and let him.
I sent it. I think I sent it. Yeah, I sent. Did I send him a link? Yeah, I sent him a link.
Okay.
He's not showing as being on.
Okay. Oh, he said he'll be up in a second. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. I've got kind of an older computer, and I really need to get a new one. I'm still got some other things I need to pay for first, but
Sure.
it's sort of limping along, and trying to.
Lindsay's
trying
not
to.
promoting. Lindsay clarifies she's not promoting violence.
Lindsay's very sweet. I like Lindsay a lot.
Lindsay's funny.
Yeah,
She
she's
doesn't
very
like me
funny.
though. I don't know why, but she doesn't like me.
She doesn't like you.
Well, I mean, a lot of people don't like me. I don't take it personally. I mean, it's fine. And nobody has to like
wait.
me.
Okay.
Oh, hey, look at that. It worked.
Did the
I don't
thing.
know what
Okay.
it did, but it worked perfect. 20,000 something. What is that? Dinar? From Believe in
Oh, no.
Yourself
I've never
for
seen
the
that
Humor
squiggle.
Factor. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Lindsay says she likes me. Aw. That's cool. But yeah, so I mean, I've been married 20 years, and I didn't get married until I was in my late. Oh, Vietnamese dong. I just got paid in dong. That's nuts, man. Why would you do that to me? I gotta say that now. I just said that live on the air. Got paid in dong.
You didn't need.
You should have sent it to i.killed.earl. She probably likes dong. I don't know. I don't judge. Just being funny.
Allegedly.
Allegedly likes dong. Anyway. I think Anson's joined.
Okay.
Shut up, Anson.
Hey, what's up? I couldn't change my avatar to the one that I usually use, so you're gonna have to go with the joke one.
What is that?
Cream betweens. It's
Oh, there you go.
Oreos.
Is that for the Furby?
Yeah, that's one of my joke ones that I do on panels. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt y'all's conversation.
No,
I'm sure
that's
it was,
okay. Yeah,
it was riveting.
I was fine. So, I kind of lost my.
You were married for 20 years.
Yes, I've been married for 20 years, and we've had our share of arguments, just like anybody. But you know, I can't see where. I mean, when I say, you know, I think violence has a place, and I think to deny that is kind of deny reality. But at the same time,
certain context, certainly, yeah.
Yeah. There's a reality behind it, right? I think a big problem is a lot of people just don't live in reality, and they don't want to, right?
Yep, I've seen
It's
a lot of
much
that.
easier to live in this like made up world where you are a victim, or maybe you're not a victim, maybe you're the hero. I don't know, but at any rate, it's very interesting. Now I've got BIY has literally everyone in the chat now talking about dong. If this is the most dong talk ever on this show. So all right, it's just going to be that kind of night.
Yeah, I agree with you, Earl, that Cam the King is a troublemaker. I've had trouble with him in the past too. I don't know what's wrong with that guy.
Yeah, he's a sick fuck. That's what's wrong with him.
Yeah, and Arthur Dye is a troublemaker too. She's always doing crazy stuff in the chat.
Our Arthur Dye just Arthur Dye is my anti-feminist feminist that I get to argue with so many times, so much. Claims not to be a feminist, supports feminist ideals.
Sarah's kind of like that.
I'm sorry?
Sarah's kind of like that.
Sarah is?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you so I'm trying to think of how to. So what do you consider the feminist ideals that you most support?
Body autonomy.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of I have a little bit of libertarian leanings that way. I also think that drugs should be legalized and regulated. So yeah, I think that if I wanted the government in my body, I'd fuck a politician.
Interesting. Okay. That's interesting. Obviously, I'm a pro-lifer, mainly because I have kids, and kids are awesome. Everybody needs to have kids. If you don't have kids, you just don't know what you're missing.
No.
But
Not my thing.
I understand. I mean, I understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. I just don't. I don't understand that. I don't understand that point of view, but that's okay. I don't have to.
I'm not maternal. I think that I think I've got a lot of health issues and some other things that I don't. I'm an antinatalist. I didn't even want myself to be born. I was a month late. I was snuggly in there, you know. And, yeah, just babies have never appealed to me ever.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
You know, I've got a good question in the chat from I can't remember who it was now. Smoking Spaceman, maybe. Oh no, Mr. Mystery says is forced jab bodily autonomy, and that's a good question to ask a libertarian leaning person, because you're for bodily autonomy when it comes to things like fetus deletus and stuff like that. But what about forced like vaccinations?
Well, the thing about body autonomy and forced vaccinations is that your not getting vaccinated impacts me because you're putting other people at risk, and
but it's
particularly those that are immunocompromised that maybe can't, like little babies that can't get vaccines yet, or the elderly, or other cancer patients and things like that can't get vaccines. And so you're invalidating their body autonomy. So
I actually had my second son, well, the youngest son, in 2020.
No, abortion does not affect another human. Jesus.
What's up, Jack? Jack is he's funny, but he can be he's just he can be a little raw. He can be a little raw. But it does actually affect another human. That is true. Abortion does, and worse, can really affect the mother as well. But anyway, yeah, I had my second son in 2020 during COVID. It was horrible circumstances with the way that doctors were being. And,
I didn't.
Sorry,
I keep paying attention to chat. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't just
my apologies.
You should hide the chat, because the chat is the chat will get you. They're just raging. Well, not raging, but they're doing good. So when anyway, so I had my second son during COVID. It was only me that was allowed to be there, right? And it was absolutely terrible, the things you had to go through in the name of what we now find out we didn't need to go through. And so I have a unique perspective on that. Everything worked out for me. I never actually got COVID. My wife did for like, I don't know, maybe a day. Like, she flew in with like some symptoms, went and got a test when she woke up. Oh, there goes the camera again.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, go ahead. Continue.
You're supposed to say that's what she said. Anyway, yeah. So it was an interesting thing. I never got COVID. My wife had COVID for like honestly, I swear to God, it was like 20 hours. And after that, all of her symptoms went away.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it was very weird, but pardon me
Mhm.
as I sit here and cough. The at the end of it, I mean, forced anything is bad, because humans do
Not,
have.
not really. I think
Really?
we've been getting vaccines for ages. We get them as children. I don't think that
You can opt out of them,
and what
and often do,
and what
and people often do.
do what?
And actually, I have a um I have a
No,
friend.
I didn't hear what you said. Do what?
Oh, they opt out of vaccines.
Yeah, and then they get to opt out of
You can
being in
do that. You
public.
can still go to public school and everything.
Yeah, I think that's wrong.
It's a myth that you have to get those vaccinations.
When I was in school, you had to get them.
Well, they say you have to get them, but you can opt out and you can just fill out the card. I do have it doesn't matter. But anyway, so I think some of the vaccinations make sense. I don't
They all make sense.
I don't have a I mean, obviously the polio vaccine is proven to, I mean, we basically eradicated polio, right?
Right, and
Smallpox, same thing.
Yeah.
But you got to admit the COVID vaccine was absolute lie.
No, it wasn't. It absolutely wasn't. And the technology has been around since the 70s. It's not even that big of a deal.
It was a lie. You still got COVID. People still have
no. That's how vaccines work.
Nobody's had polio in a long time.
It doesn't keep you from getting the virus. That's because of herd immunity.
Smallpox also.
That's herd immunity. When you get enough people that get vaccinated and don't get it, then it stops being an issue.
I'm not going to get into a vaccination talk. That's I don't have enough time for that. That's going to be a long discussion. Let's talk. It's very distracting to not have you on camera. And
yeah, I know.
What's going on with your camera?
I don't know.
I'm missing the Club Noir feel of Anson Knowles.
Yeah, I'll be able to get on it in about 15 minutes. I'm just not in a place now where I can get on cam. So.
I got you. Yeah, this is weird.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. So, what? All right. So you lean libertarian?
Yeah, on some things.
Do you consider yourself a leftist?
No.
Okay.
I'm a centrist.
How do you choose? All right, first of all, do you vote?
Yes.
Okay. Which side do you lean to?
I call myself a social democrat.
Social democrat.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard that before. So can you break that down for me?
You've never heard of a social democrat?
No. I don't follow Democrats, so I basically kind of lump them all into leftist. That's just,
yeah, that's
easier
not,
for me to sort it out.
Especially the current Democratic Party is really center, like kind of center right.
They're not center right. They're center.
Democrats are, if you actually look at the political spectrum as it sits currently, I'm talking a classical Democrat, not what you colloquially. Yes, I'm not talking about what you colloquially call a Democrat. I'm talking about a classical Democrat.
Right. Yeah. So like Trump is a classical Democrat. I literally yell at people. Well, I don't yell at people, but I literally point out to people all the time that to get the closest we could get to a conservative was Trump, who is
Trump has never been a conservative.
So Earl, I think I can clarify this conversation so Grid can understand it. Is it true to you that Bernie Sanders is a social democrat?
He's a socialist.
Yeah, he's that dude.
Well, then I'm confused because I thought that was the definition of social democrat. Who is a prominent social democrat?
he calls himself a social democrat, but he's registered as an independent. He's a socialist, like through and through. He calls himself a social democrat because it's more like
because it invokes the image of John F. Kennedy.
right, exactly. It's a perception thing. It's not an ideological thing.
Right. Yeah, that's 100% true. I mean that's and that's so like in practice, pardon me. In practice, Trump is a classic Democrat like JFK was. Matter of fact,
Trump has no loyalty to any ideology ever. He's a leech.
No, he's a classical Democrat. I mean, he
doesn't even know how the government works to be able to call himself any
he's pretty
ideology.
consistent overall. If you look at his long history, he's pretty. I mean, it's fairly easy to predict what he's going to do. It's just people don't like it, and they don't want to learn how to predict, or they don't want to, whatever.
Well,
but anyway, but yeah, so Kennedy was the same way. Kennedy was exactly the same as Trump, and as a matter of fact, even Clinton was closer to the right than any of the last few Democrats have, because they're all socialists. And so, and as much as I dislike Bill Clinton, he was more of a classical Democrat than
yeah, I would agree with that.
And so but like Sanders is just straight up socialist. Like he's he's a communist, like FDR was a communist. Literally, him and FDR would have been best buddies. They'd have been neighbors. So Anson finally messed up.
There he goes.
How's your camera? Are you hitting your camera hard enough yet? Are you
I know, right?
batteries? Are you yanking on all the cords?
Yeah, it's still. I don't know why it's not working. I'm really frustrated with it.
Sometimes you can go down to where it says stop video, and it's got a little arrow there. You can click that and go up and see if it's selected the wrong camera for you for some reason. Especially if you're using like a laptop, sometimes it'll try and pick or if you're using OBS, it'll pick the wrong camera. So,
well, it's got the right one.
Yeah. Okay, that's the end of my tech support.
Yeah. I don't know why
you see yourself as a social democrat, but what does that mean to you?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. That's way too broad.
Do you tend to vote more?
I generally vote with Democrats, but like I hated Kamala. But I hated Trump more.
Yeah, well, so. I mean, every woman should hate Kamala Harris.
Yeah, Kamala. But yes.
She literally slept her way to the top, which is
no, she did not. That is a fucking lie. That is a fucking
Willie
lie.
Brown says otherwise.
No, it was a fucking lie. She had
I was in the Bay Area.
I have researched this extensively. Okay. She had a brief relationship with him ages ago, and then she got voted in twice. It had nothing to do with her sleeping anywhere. And you're only saying that because she's a woman, and it's fucking disgusting.
No, I'm saying it because literally Willie Brown.
Literally, you don't know jack shit if you honestly think that that's a reasonable thing to say.
I think it's pretty reasonable. I was in the area when some of it was going down. Jack, you cannot come up. This is just a different kind of show. There's no bullying going on. I'm not even bullying anybody, which is weird because normally everyone thinks I bully. But yeah, so it's interesting. But yeah, I think most women should have hated Kamala out of the gate. Just not a good representation of what a woman should be.
She's just awkward, and I don't like her. I've never liked her. I didn't like her in the primaries. Her public presence is just leaves a lot to be desired. She's not. I don't know. She rubs me the wrong way.
Okay. So let me ask you a serious question. I really wish you were on camera right now, but it's okay.
Yeah,
So would you call out a woman for sleeping her way to the top?
well, I first need to know what that means
Okay, so let's say that.
to you, anyway, because
Well, for me that
obviously
that
we
means
have different
in
ideas. If you think that Kamala Harris slept her way to the top, that's just
so
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
in the Kamala Harris thing,
Kamala.
okay. In the when I was in the Bay Area, right, and she was running for prosecutor, it was widely known that judge at the time, I believe he was a judge at the time, Willie Brown, backed her. That was just a known thing, and she was going to be the I forget which prosecutorial position it was, but whatever. It was also pretty widely known that she was still having an affair with Willie Brown.
It wasn't an affair.
Montel, right? I think she slept with Montel, and there were some other various.
I think had relationships with these people.
I mean, if by relationship you mean,
and it wasn't an affair with Brown. He was separate. He had been separated from his wife for a decade at that point.
But I'm pretty positive that she was married at the time.
She was not.
She was not married?
No.
I'll check into that. I believe she was. My recollection is she was. I could be misremembering.
You are misremembering. She was not married.
But yeah, I don't think that I could. All right, let me give you an example, right? Let's just say that you have two women that work in the office. One of them does her job pretty good at, getting her job done. And the other is okay. Comes in late, leaves early, doesn't really do anything. But she happens to be blowing the supervisor or department head or whatever position, right? That guy is getting, sexual favors from this woman. And that woman gets promoted. Would you call her out for sleeping her way to the top?
She got promoted, but didn't do anything to deserve it.
Yeah. The other woman in the office who wasn't, playing the skin flute did not get promoted. The one that was conducting a whole orchestra with her tongue does get promoted.
Okay.
Would you call that woman out for sleeping her way to the top?
Probably, yeah.
Probably. I would 100% call her out. Like, I would do the same for a dude. No. Like I actually knew a guy who slept with possibly the most foul woman that I had ever come across, and only to get promoted. That dude, he wanted to be I can't. I mean, it's a district deal, but pardon me. Boosted his career. I had to work really hard, and fortunately for me, I ended up getting put under a different manager who was a straight shooter. But I watched that guy literally bang and I called him out on it all the time. And actually, when I was asked directly by the area manager, I specifically said, "You've got a problem. There's this guy, this woman is woman is promoting dude." Oh, hey, you're back. Everybody's back.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Grid? What's your monologue about? I just came back in the middle of it.
Oh, we were just talking. So, hey, Earl, your camera looks great. It was kind of washed out there for a minute.
I fixed the yeah, I fixed it.
Okay.
I fixed the resolution.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. So at any rate, the so anyway, this woman was promoting this dude who slept with her. That was it. And they were having an affair. And I called him out. I literally, I 100% dimed that dude out. 100%. I dimed them both out. I'm like, this is wrong. You can't fucking do that.
Yeah, infidelity is one of those things that there's no way to make it ethical.
Well, sleeping
right?
your way to the top also, you know, like that's not cool. I can't, you know, like I wasn't going to put my dick in that crazy. There's no way.
Well, I mean,
That's rule number one, by the way. Or is it rule number two? It's one of the top rules I have for young men is don't stick your dick in crazy. It's a rule of thumb.
Well, I mean, why is that? That's like taking the joy out of part of learning, you know, for life, right? You gotta, you know, make mistakes.
Well, we just had that cop in the county over from mine, not county, but the town. It's still in my county. The town over, a year and a half, 2 years ago, the woman who the like really short police officer who was like banging all the dudes on all of her supervisors and everything. And the only reason they caught him is because it happened to happen. They had a camera that they didn't know was like recording.
Yeah,
They thought it was just a live feed and not a recorded feed.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. Why wouldn't you? And of course, she got fired. I think she does OnlyFans now, but yeah, you wouldn't call women out for that.
You're talking about me or yeah, I'm not important. Yeah,
I know you would. I know you are. I understand your point of view.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand Earl's point of view because that's one of the interesting things. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things about feminists. One of them is they'll call men out for literally everything. Like
yeah, if a woman behaves like an asshole, then yeah, I call that out. I don't.
Sure,
I don't see why that's.
Yeah, I call people asshole all the time. But I'm talking specifically about so if a you know, and again, it's kind of rare, right? Like it's rare for a dude to sleep his way to the top because there are so few women in managerial. Well, there are more now, but there's so few women in managerial positions with the power to do so. Still happens though, and I would call them out 100%. And if I found out that JD Vance got his position because his wife, he banged some secretary or somewhere that put his name in a hat, I would call him out for that 100%. Like that's wrong. Yeah. And I would do the same thing for a woman playing a skin flute under a desk that gets promoted. Right. Mm-hmm. And this is a problem. This is something I observe in feminists is they won't commit to doing that. They won't say, yeah, absolutely. That is wrong.
Yeah. I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? No. You don't think it's wrong?
Women shit on other women all the time. It's a
yeah, they definitely talk shit, but I'm talking about like call them out like, hey, that's absolutely wrong. Well, okay, it's just an interesting
point. How much fucking shit
did
Monica Lewinsky get?
Yeah, the Monica Lewinsky thing. Yeah, that was perfect. She wasn't shooting her way to the top, though. She was just like taking advantage of the clout chase.
Well, it was more like she was young and naive, and she was taking advantage.
Right? She was taking advantage of. Yeah,
young, dumb, and eventually.
But how much shit did she get from doing that? I mean, your hypothetical just doesn't.
Pardon me.
It doesn't hold water, and I don't believe that that's actually what happens in reality. She didn't
slip away to the top, though. She didn't gain a position for it.
She got eviscerated.
So Grid, look at it like this: like if you had an intern that was like 19 years old, and you were older in a position of extreme authority, and you were having relations with your intern in your office, you would be taking advantage of that intern, right? I mean, what Bill Clinton did
by definition, taking advantage.
Yeah, like she was taken advantage of, and then like what Earl was saying, like the left, like just like totally eviscerated her when she came out and started. So that's true, right? I mean, it was awful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, It's an
Oh,
interesting.
she's a badass now. Holy shit! You seen her Twitter? She's
No.
she's fabulous. I love her.
I can't say that. I don't even really do Twitter. It's
I don't
toxic.
either. I just
It
see
was
it
toxic
secondhand. But
a few years ago, and I assume that it's getting better, but it used to just be a toxic hellhole.
It's
I got off of
toxic in
Twitter
different.
years ago.
It's
Sorry, go ahead.
toxic in different ways now,
In
Greg.
different ways now.
Yeah, like before, like anything
That's
that
full of
I said,
neo-Nazis.
yeah, anything that I said that was right leaning would get like it was like Facebook. Like I would just, I would get muffled. But
Yeah.
but
do
like
that.
now it's gone to the opposite extreme, and you look at one thing and then you're served a platter of like Hitler videos. It's insane.
Fucking funny. Lindsay says they should have a no one allowed under the desk rule at the Capitol. I think that's accurate. So that's all. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. I lost my train of thought. I had something, but I don't know why that appeared. All right, K2 Keep On Trucking sends in $2 American. No more dong. She was over 18. She knows what she was doing. That's true. I mean, I'm
Because
not
19-year-olds are super smart.
A 19-year-old, no, if you looked at like her writing at the time, like there are writing samples of her, like she could barely spell. She was not bright.
Yeah.
And
that's probably
she was,
that's true. That's true. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that men that refuse to be alone with women, like Mike Pence famously would not be alone with women?
Mm-hmm.
I know in a bunch of corporate offices, they will not be behind closed doors with a woman at all.
Yeah.
Do you think that is just being smart and cautious, or do you think that's men being insecure?
Some of both. Because I think that if you're, there's an accountability thing. It covers your ass. It just does. And even
absolutely.
Even if you're having it with a subordinate male person, sometimes having another set of ears just to say like this is actually what happened is a good idea. But as a point of sexual harassment, then I'd say that's a kind of normal sort of.
Let me tell you what I told my son, who was 12 at the time, maybe 11. I think he was 11. I told him, I said, son, never be alone with a little girl. Worse, never be alone with two little girls, because they will lie to cover each other. And they will make shit up to get you in trouble.
That's an awful thing to say.
It's true though.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucking true. I was going to ask you if you think
I've had it happen. I've had it happen to me before, where two women, like it was at a political event, and they were political operatives. I had just gotten done heckling Katie Britt, and they had one of them had started a conversation with me, and the other one behind her ran around the convention and said that I had just called that other woman a whore. And they basically told the entire convention that I was saying things that were sexist against a woman that wasn't true.
Maybe I just don't know enough women, because
awful.
I don't behave that way.
Do you? Okay, well, let me tell you what happened. He didn't listen to me. He wasn't actually alone with these girls, but he was on the bus riding home, and he was at kind of towards the back of the bus. And he had this app on his phone that allowed him to play with the engineering aspects of firearms, especially the cyclic rate of machine guns and machine pistols and things like that. So, and it was really it was more a cool engineering exercise than anything, because if he goes too fast, it blows up. If you go too slow, it doesn't work. And so, but it would make little pew pew noises and things like that. It was just a fun app. So these little girls tricked him into, they wanted to see him, like, use it, hold it like it was a gun. And then they videoed that. The problem is they videoed too much. They actually got themselves on camera or, an audio saying, hold that up like this. And that was the only thing that saved him from being expelled from school. They have a zero tolerance policy on firearms. Even though it's not a firearm, he was treating it like one. And since that day, he's listened to what I said about that, because women lie, and two women will
Men
lie
lie.
harder.
Everybody lies.
Everybody lies, but in general, I find that I don't think. Well, that's not
Are
true.
you really about to say what I think you're about to say?
I don't. Well, actually, what I was going to say is, in general, most of the men I know don't lie to cover another man. They will literally call them out on it. But I don't. But I know other men, unfortunately, that do not do that. That are lying sons of bitches, and I would not believe a damn thing they said. But yeah. So on both sides, I wouldn't. If I was a woman, I would not want to be alone with two men.
No.
That would be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
So if it works that way, it should work the other way, correct? Okay, good.
Sure.
Yeah. There's a lot, man. My chat is weird tonight.
Yeah, it is.
So it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm lying, I'm dying. That's funny.
I've got to go. I've got a dog that needs to get out.
A dog. Oh, I'm surprised my dog hasn't knocked on my door to let her into the house. My son all the time leaves the door shut, and the dog can't get in. So it will literally come over and bang against the door until I go open the doors up.
Yeah, he's staring at me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's we still got a lot of show left. If you want to just take a minute and come back, that's fine too.
No, it's okay.
Okay. All right.
Have a good night.
All right. Good night. Huh. That's very interesting. I don't know. Yeah, she really didn't like the chat. She couldn't keep her eyes off the chat. I don't know if his rage quit. I don't know. Tuck in Tennessee is right. She dropped me like a has-been. That's true. It could have been Jack. I said I wasn't going to let anybody else up. Anson, did your camera just go full dark? Oh, there you go. I can't hear you.
Yeah, hey Grib, what's up?
Yeah. You just went like your camera went like full dark, and then it looked like you were speaking, and there it goes again.
Yeah.
And then it looked like you were speaking, but there were no words coming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not often you have a left-leaning feminist woman on your show, right? I mean, that was an interesting conversation.
Not left-leaning.
Yeah.
Definitely feminist.
Yeah. She offered a totally different take on things than what you usually hear.
Is he glitching out for anyone else? Can you say that again? You glitched out like.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I everything looks and sounds great on my end. Is everything all right? Is it not looking good on the interwebs?
Chat, is his audio glitching?
It sounds fine. Yeah, they say it sounds fine.
Now it's fine.
Yeah,
that was weird. I thought it was being pretty easy on her.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. I mean, maybe she had something she had to take care of. So.
Oh, I think so. I think that she didn't like me calling her on the feminism stuff.
Well, I don't know. I guess I just looked at it as a conversation.
I was too.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually calling her specifically on anything. I asked her, what she would do in specific situations.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean, I wanted to talk more about her blog stuff because her blog is super interesting. I mean, some of the content she has on there, like she's got this one thing. It's a really long description of Hitler's religious beliefs, where she does a lot of historical referencing about. I keep saying that TOS word. I'm sorry, Mustache Man's religious beliefs, and it's actually super interesting and analytical and like right down the alley of the like sort of nerd stuff that I like. And I thought that it would be an opportunity for her to talk about some of that stuff. Because I read her blog, I thought it was pretty cool. It's got a bunch of strange dental hygienist humor, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't. Look, I have this whole theory about people just cannot deal with their worldview being challenged at all. And I wasn't even challenging her worldview. I actually just I was trying to flesh out what her worldview was, right? Like the fact that women do lie. All women lie. And women will lie like a lot. Was it certain people in the chat? I'm sure it was.
Yeah, and some people have different sensitivity levels to that sort of stuff, I mean, there's, and that's not abnormal. I mean, you kind of let your chat roam free, Grid.
I do, and I don't. I very rarely ban people. Right?
Yeah,
like I don't normally. I don't ban people. I don't do those things. I mean, I have a few people blocked personally where I just can't see their comments because they're dicks, and I just don't want to deal with them. $2 comes in from K2 Keep on Trucking. Heard the CIA has found the Lost Ark. I thought we found the Lost Ark in like the 50s, man. So the Wild West of the chat. It kind of is. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think I thought it was funny because I was really considering having Arthur Daya come up just so she'd have another female on the panel, but then Arthur Daya would have just destroyed her. So,
well, I mean, Arthur Daya is somewhat of a feminist too. I mean, she's got some feminist.
She can't read a few chats and not run. I don't know. I don't know if it was a chat. I don't know. Look, she's a nice person. I just don't. I'm not sure that. I'm just not sure that she was ready for this. And I'm not even that. I wasn't even now. I have to know, guys, and I'm sure that some of her audience is still in the chat. Did I go too hard? One's in the chat if I went too hard. Throw down a 2 if you think I was just kind of kid gloves. Because I feel like I was kind of kid gloves.
Good night.
Good night.
I didn't let Imperius up. All right. So nobody. All right. I really was hoping to hear from some of her chat too, but people are mad at me because I didn't go hard enough. I mean, you're not wrong. Okay. Well, look, I'm gonna Arthur Daya, Lindsay, if you guys want to come up, it would be great to have another female, to have a replacement female on the show. She did get disjointed with the Kamala thing too. I was really weird. She would call me into the government. Imperius, you're not a female, as far as I know. And I'm not checking.
Yeah, my daughter did a cameo there. I think that was the first time I've ever had my kid on a camera on YouTube.
Where When?
No, she came up and gave me a hug a second ago.
Oh, I didn't see. I was too busy doing other stuff. She's reporting me to the British, probably. Oh, is she British?
No, she's not British, Grid. She's Southern, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's from the same country we are.
Okay. Mods, get Lindsay and or Arthur Daya the link. Oh, I need to put it in a mod chat. Oh, what a dumbass! I'm sorry. I'm being a little bit of a dumbass tonight. I apologize. I can't believe I can't believe it, man. I honestly I find it interesting to be blunt. I find it interesting that she pushed back so hard about Kamala's discretions. They were pretty well known.
Well, I mean, okay, so Grid, like, just you know, I'm not like a Republican gung ho guy.
I
You
know
know
that
that,
you're
right?
not.
Yeah, and I'm not a Democrat gung ho guy either. You should know that too. So
You
from my
know
perspective,
what I was talking about?
what's that?
Brian. Oh, he was here and he was gone.
Yeah, I saw that. That was Brian Atlas.
It usually says whatever, but it's a different. You know what he's doing? He's changing it to whatever right now.
Yeah, no, she yeah, so the Democrats and Republican people do this where they develop team jersey ideals where they basically pick their side and then come up with ideas of why they should support their team no matter what. And the Republicans are just as bad as the Democrats.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah. Since I'm not really on either team, it's easier for me to see that because there's a bunch of nonsense.
Welcome, Brian. How are you? Can you hear me now?
Is that really him?
He asked me for the link. There's only a few people with the link. While he's figuring audio out, I've got $10 from ZD Den. I couldn't believe you kept your cool when she said you didn't know what you were talking about. That's where I found you a little soft. Yeah, I was trying to be nice. I was. $2 from Imperious. She was a bird face, biznatch, total butterface. Wow. I haven't heard butterface since like the 3rd grade. Brian, you there?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Hello?
Welcome,
Hello?
sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
He may not be able to hear us.
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, man. How have you
I
been?
can hear you guys. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm good.
It sounds good.
I don't know. I'm just on my cell phone, so.
Yeah, you got really low. You got really low bars sometimes.
Okay. Well, what are you guys up to?
Well, I had a leftist feminist female on, and she just rage quit.
Oh yeah, what was the topic or whatever?
I was just kind of interviewing her, and I kind of pushed her on if feminism would call out bad behavior of a woman sleeping her way to the top. And all of a sudden, she had to go let her dog out. And I said, "Oh, that's fine. We got another hour and a half left in the show. You go take your dog out. Anson and I'll talk, and you can come back in." So,
is she going to come back or
no? Not coming back. So, yeah,
that's where did you find her?
Anson.
Dog Pound?
Yeah, I found her. She does some of the debate sphere stuff, and she's autistic, and I have an autistic son, so we started talking about autism, and then she's got a blog, and she's super interesting and articulate, but I guess it just didn't work out. So
it didn't work out, Brian. It didn't work out.
Yeah, Grid, you how dare you ask her if a woman sleeping with her way to the top is how dare you?
Yeah. Well, I started out with that it was the the way that one of the things that all women should hate Kamala Harris for. She also doesn't like the way I say Kamala.
Oh,
It's Kamala or whatever, but no, it's Kamala.
yeah,
And
I always
so I
butcher.
said that all
I
women
always
should
butcher.
hate Kamala for sleeping her way to the top, and she just couldn't live that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of women who sleep their way to the top, I mean, this is kind of old news, but Ashley St. Clair.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have some personal beef with her.
You have beef with Ashley St. Clair?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it goes back a couple years because she was talking shit and for a while and just, saying that I forgot exactly. I think she used the term not manipulative, but the podcast is exploitative. And
Right.
she said that a couple times and I kind of just ignored it. And she's been on a bunch of podcasts talking shit. And then there's a space. It was like a year ago, I think in December of 2023, I hopped into a space she was in. And then she'd just been talking so much shit. So I was just kind of trolling her and asked her what her body count was. And then she lost her shit. And I called it, man. That chick is no good.
Well, yeah, you did. You did call it. Brian, it's great to have you on the show, man. I haven't been able to catch your show that often lately, but
Yeah, man, you should tune in. We've had some really good ones.
yeah. The problem is my schedule has changed to such that like Tuesday nights is like, so the only two nights I don't stream are Sunday and Tuesday, and those are like my family days. And so it's just been it's just been a little off for me lately. But,
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, we stopped actually doing our Tuesday shows, so now we're just down to Sunday shows.
Oh, you're doing something? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just the Sunday shows now.
I didn't even ask my guest body count tonight. I didn't ask. I mean, honestly, it was just it was honestly a tame interview for me anyway. I'm
Yeah.
just.
Well, the thing is with feminists, right? They're either turbo sluts or they struggle very much in the dating department. So it's a toss up,
Yeah. I think one of the things is that she was reading the chat and the chat was just roasting her. So,
how many people are watching right now?
We only have 47 people watching now. I think we had 50 or 52 when she was on.
What the? Okay.
Yeah.
And what are the likes at? If we don't get to 50 likes, then Grid One is
sad, right? Yeah.
We need 50 likes, boys. 50 likes. 50 people watching. 50 likes. Get to it, boys.
Yeah, Brian Atlas is telling y'all to like.
Thing.
Yeah, it is. It's bugged.
Yeah, like the video. And yeah, man, I mean, look, these feminists, you should have probably opened with that. Hey, how many dicks have been? That always goes over well with feminists.
It was so funny. One of my regulars super chatted me in dong. And I was like, it's like 10,000 something. And I'm like, what is this even? He's like, Vietnamese dong. And I'm like, you just dropped 10,000 dong on us? What's up with that? And it was hilarious. It was great. We went on for that like 5 minutes on that. That was good.
I actually did back when I used to do the prank videos. I did a bit video where I had Vietnamese dong, and I went up to people asking them if they wanted some dong. And then they thought, obviously, I mean, they probably interpreted that as penis. Yeah, I filmed it, but it was kind of, I don't know, we didn't get good reaction, so I actually.
You must have gone behind a wall
Patreon or something, but
yeah, you kind of cut out there.
Yeah, I'm out and about, so I'm just probably getting the cellular data or whatever.
Sure.
I think I was just saying we never published the video. But I think I have it somewhere on my like Eclipse channel or on my
Yeah.
Patreon or something like that. But yeah, I think Vietnamese dong, it's like 10,000 of those is like a couple bucks or something. I don't know.
That's funny. I've got to next time I'm out in I've been out to Vegas a couple of times, and I'm supposed to go out to actually I'm supposed to be out in the LA area sometime this year. And
Oh,
so
nice.
if I get out there, I'll buy you dinner or something, man.
Oh, well, let's do one better. I'm going to have you're going to be the Chilean military guy in the background of
Yeah, that's
one of my
awesome.
shows.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
But how tall are you? Because I mean, the uniforms unfortunately are on the small side. So
I'm 5'10".
5'10".
Yeah.
Okay. And are you pretty ripped right now, or?
No, I'm actually on the hefty side. I got
Okay.
I had a well, you'll understand this, right? So I got I used to shoot a bunch of matches, and well, I still do, but I shot one called Hard as Hell, and I tore up my leg, and I kind of avoided it, and it got worse, and I ended up gaining about 25 or 30 pounds over the course of 6 or 8 months, and that was a year and a half or 2 years ago, and I still haven't gotten it off. Still haven't worked it off. It's just like every time I start working out, I push too hard and I re-injure myself, and it's just been it's been pretty terrible.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Yes, that sucks. You said it
yeah,
was what's the injury? It's your knee or
yeah. I
your
did my
back
knee and
or?
hip, so I tore the muscles in my knee, and I strained the ligaments in my hip.
Like ACL or meniscus or what is it?
I have no idea. It's just the muscles in the calf right below the knee.
Yeah.
And then the not hamstrings, but the bigger tendons on the backside of the hip. So like walking around was fine, but bending over, like I couldn't put my own shoe on without having to like, sit in a chair and put it on because I couldn't bend my knee enough. So, it was rough.
Ice packs?
Sorry.
Do you have ice packs?
No, you know what they ended up doing? They ended up giving me shots. They did a shot in my hip that they had to like use an ultrasound to guide it in, which was hilarious, and that hurt a lot. And then I had another. They did 2 shots in my knee, and then my knee still wasn't coming back like it was supposed to. So they did this technique called dry needling, and basically what they said is like, yeah, they said the muscles in my below my knee and my calf and above my knee and in the hip there or thigh. So once they've been traumatized, and then I just kept reintroducing that trauma to the point that they never relaxed, and so they were just knotted up or whatever. And so what they would do is they would target these knots of muscle with the needle, and it would hurt, like they'd stick it in and it wouldn't you wouldn't feel anything, stick it in, wouldn't feel anything, and they'd hit that right spot and it would be like you'd just been stabbed with a butcher knife or something. It just hurts so bad.
Damn.
And they would do that, and then it would just, the pain would slowly ease away. It was crazy how well it worked. If you had told me going in that it would work that well, I would have called you a liar. Like there's no way. But it was amazing how well it worked. So,
well, that's good.
Dennis, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, we're yeah, I mean, so it sounds, because I'm a bit on the fluffy side too, and I can't fit into the uniforms anymore. So I
am losing weight
well,
now. I will be
Okay.
honest. I am losing weight now. I'm just saying that I'm
All
not
right.
where I want to be. I need to lose another.
Okay.
I'm down about 7-8 pounds. I need about another 23 pounds down, and I'll be happy.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get you in it. We'll we'll find.
It'll
a solution.
be probably. I think we're supposed to be out there mid to late summer. My wife's got some stuff going on out there, so I think I'm just going to go with her.
Do you want to read the super chat? I'll answer.
Yeah, let me do that. $20 comes in from Earl's Ghost. Brian, if possible, could you ask the girls on your show if paternity tests should be mandatory, especially before the father's name is put on the birth certificate? Over 30% of court tests, they are not the baby's daddy.
Yeah, I mean, I would be in favor of all babies upon birth having their paternity tested. I'm fine with that. Some people have some criticisms over the cost that would incur, but I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. And the thing is, though, just to be charitable with that statistic, I think the statistic you're referencing relates to of the people who are disputing the paternity. So they actually go and get the paternity test and they're disputing it. That's where the incidence rate of paternity fraud, like, I think that's where that number's from. If you're just like looking at the actual general population, I know that it's not 30% of babies born are like paternity fraud babies,
Yeah.
It's 30% of the contested claims, right? And not the general population. And
yeah. So if they're contesting it and they're seeking a paternity test, then the incidence rate it's still bad. It's still really bad, but I think it's important just to be clear on that. I think, honestly, I've probably asked that on the show before. I think the
somebody
girls
said
are
that you
okay
asked
with
it, and it like triggered the entire panel.
I think some of the girls. Here's the interesting thing, and I don't think I've actually ever shared this on the show. So I think that this is a Grid One Motorsports exclusive.
It's a moment.
I think that a lot of the girls on the show downplay their positions or are not fully forthcoming with their like true feminist positions or what they think, because like we'll bring girls on and sometimes I'd look at them and they just don't engage in a certain topic and I'm like, I know they feel like, I know they're against it, but they just don't want to participate. They don't feel like they have good arguments. But I want to hear, like, if they're like, some of them probably are misandrists, but even if I were to probe them, not in like a weird way, but if I probed them and I was like, hey, what are your thoughts? Like, do you think society needs men? Do you think men are important? A lot of them are going to say yes, because optically that's the, like, especially on my podcast, that's the, like,
yeah,
kind of broke up there.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's
a lot of these girls are like, can you guys hear me?
We can now, yeah.
Is it better now?
It is.
Yeah, well, I think I was just saying that optically speaking, they don't want pushback or they don't want to look bad on
yeah. I agree with that. I don't think
okay.
they want to look, I don't think they want to look bad on this show. I think also that they've all watched the show at this point, right? Or most of them have. So
yeah, a lot of girls. It would be really interesting if there's statistics like what percentage of, say, people in the US have seen one clip from the show. That would be really interesting.
I think a lot. I think a lot. So did you by any chance catch the debate the other night that I had with Tyler, the average debate enjoyer, that Andrew moderated?
I did not.
It's hilarious. I cleaned the floor with that guy. He literally conceded every single point to me. So that was pretty awesome. And I saw that you were in the chat with last night with that Destiny Orbiter, or the night before last?
Yeah, I think that was yesterday. I called
days
him
run
too.
together for me. So it was you were in the chat and you're like, get me up there, and it was and eventually I had to leave, but it was great. I've got to go back and watch it because I think you ended up kind of lighting her up a little bit because she was lying about what and misrepresenting why she bailed on you guys.
Yeah, there were some components to it, and I mean, ultimately, it's kind of interesting with her though, because I don't know if it's genuine. Like, she apologized, and I mean, it's kind of hard to keep harshing on somebody after they at least for me. Like, I'm just like, oh, okay, well, all right. Unless they do something super egregious, but like, look, we get a lot of people who cancel on the show, so I'm not like super bent out of shape about it, but yeah. But no, I mean, I wasn't even in debate mode. I just called in because I was in the chat, and then like Andrew's like, "Oh, here's the StreamYard call-in." So I was just on my cell phone, not really ready for like debate mode. And she's actually pretty sharp.
She is.
And so I was like, I don't really want to debate her at the moment because I'm fucking on my cell phone and I'm walking around. My reception is shit. Not not really. What's it called? Like plugged in or whatever. But I mean, I think the big thing that we were kind of discussing with her, and it was otherwise a pretty pleasant convo, is, I mean, she's like, hey, I'm scamming these men with my OnlyFans.
Yeah,
and
that was crazy.
And then she was like, oh, well, Brian, some of these women dress kind of revealing on your show. And she was just doing this moral grandstanding. And she was like, hey, you should implement a thing where like a dress code. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, as long as we're having a conversation about how people like should be conducting themselves or how they should be running things, like, you just admitted earlier on in the stream that you're scamming men and you are fine with it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly all of the Destiny orbiters are being very weird right now. And have you noticed how bad they look? Like, just like not healthy. Like, I saw Not So Erudite the other night in a debate against Jake Rattlesnake. And it was, I mean, she looked rough, man. Like, she looked.
Oh yeah, that was yesterday, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I think it was yesterday, and she just looked rough. So, I got 50,000 dong here.
Oh shit!
Believe in yourself has dropped a lot of dong on us. Can DNA predict big labia?
Can DNA
testing predict big labia?
Well, before I address that, I think with Erudite, she got very flattering lighting in my studio, so I don't know what she's doing with her setup, but actually Erudite, we had her scheduled to do a couple shows. She was going to be on our comeback show with Charlie Kirk, and she flaked. And one of the reasons she flaked is I think one of her asks she wanted me to put her in the title. And I was like, look,
what?
First off, I don't do that for the like 99% of the female guests who come on, unless you're like nobody is going to click on that video because she's in the title. I know she wants to be in the title, but when I'm thinking about titling, I'm thinking about, okay, is this an interesting title? Are people going to want to click on it? People don't know who she is, and if they do, like, she's just not like that's not going to be a compelling thing to click on. So it's like there's no point for me to put in the title when I could just put feminist instead, which is going to create a higher click-through rate. But as far as Mr. Dong here, I think that what was it? The is
Can it
big labia
predict-
in the DNA?
Yeah, can DNA testing predict big labia?
Wow, that's an interesting question. I've actually thought if there is a like genetic component to it. I assume there is. Maybe what I did. There was one time I hooked up with a girl, and then I was like trying to get at her mom. I'm just kidding, but I do think that, like, what about sisters? Like if it doesn't work out with one, but you already know that one of the girls has like a giant labia. It's like you might want to shoot your shot if you're into that sort.
I have a doctor in the house, and she says Google whatever that weird medical word is. It's associated with big labia.
Wait, Google the what?
Whatever that word is, STEATOPYGIA.
Oh, wait. I can't see the chat, so what is it again?
STEATOPYGIA.
Wait, is that like a TOS word?
No, I can't pronounce it. Steatopigia? I don't know.
Steatopigia?
Yeah, I don't know. Something.
Can somebody send that to me?
Word.
Yeah, somebody send that to me on my Instagram, and I'll look into it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. I'll look at this Steepajopia or something or whatever. But yeah, I've always like, that'd be interesting, like a study. Like, okay, if the mom's rocking, like, does it pass through the mom? Does it pass through the dad? I don't know.
Somebody knows. So about Destiny and his orbiters, I gotta ask you, because you've interacted with those people probably more than any other single content creator.
I mean, I've had Destiny on a couple times, but
you've had Destiny on, I think, 3 or 4 times. You've had Not So Erudite on. You've had Pixie on multiple times. You even did a debate with both Destiny and Pixie. Pardon me. Mm-hmm. Can we just be frank and honest and say that the only reason that Pixie, Not So Erudite, and Farha ever had any success in their channels is because Destiny astroturfed them and sent people to their channels and just basically made them look good, but they're terrible debaters. They're horrible. They're not entertaining to actually. Even their streams aren't that entertaining to watch. And I think it's just time to start being honest about that, right? And this is where all of the progressive victory money went. This is where the microcosm that kind of bred that group of people is all falling apart now. And when you look at them, without the special lighting and the different camera angles, they're not that attractive. I was at DebateCon and saw Jasmine Jafar, and the thing was I honestly had a completely different idea about what Jasmine Jafar actually looked like in person. In person, she is just not that impressive. And debating in person, she was underwhelming as well.
Sure.
So,
yeah, I mean, look, I think the studio lighting.
I think your lighting is legit. That's what I think. I think your lighting is you got magic in that studio. Is what you got.
It's doing a lot of favors.
It does all the heavy lifting, is what you're saying.
Yeah, a lot of heavy lifting, but I mean, you know what? I actually think that Erudite, in terms of debating, I actually think, keeping this in mind though, like I'm not a debater. So I think they're actually better than me, but like Erudite, I think Erudite, I don't agree with her, but I think she's pretty sharp. I think she's probably Erudite's pretty sharp. Jasmine's pretty sharp. Not in the sense of that I think they're right, but I think that they're good. They're decent debaters and they're decent speakers, if that makes sense. And then
I think they're
Pixie's,
decent speakers.
yeah, Pixie's okay at debate, but not the best. And then Straighterade, she's pretty good too.
I used to
But
think that too,
yeah.
but then I started hanging out a little bit over in the Crucible and with Andrew, and I learned about, Destiny's debate playbook that they give out, and they have all the talking points mapped out and all the arguments mapped out. And so when I first started streaming, I was looking for a guest, and I asked Josie, who was my co-host at the time. I said, "Hey, just find me somebody, to talk to. It's me just sitting up here talking. It's not that entertaining." And so she went to DGG and pulled somebody out of there. And this person would not cam up and wanted to debate. Now the mistake is I didn't know enough at the time to make them cam up or not have a debate. And I actually said, look, I don't want to have a debate. I want to have a good conversation back and forth. I don't want to have we can be a little adversarial in the conversation, but I'm not going to start citing sources and things like that. And right out of the gate, this dude just starts, it starts out as a conversation and ends up being a debate. And he's like, he's like, well, here's the source for this. Where's your source for what your claim is? And I'm like, I know because I was there. So it was very interesting dynamic. But once I pushed them out of their not comfort zone, but once their knowledge zone, he couldn't answer any questions without, I could literally hear the keys clacking in the background where he was Googling. And so I don't think that makes a good debater. And I don't do that. If I'm going to debate somebody, it's just with the knowledge I have in my brain, and I prepare ahead of time, but I don't, I'm not going to sit here and spend 5 minutes Googling something to respond to your question. Right. I think that's stupid. So I think my observation is having now watched a lot of this from a different perspective, not as a viewer, but as a person, kind of sort of toe in the space, there's some really great debaters out there. Rob Noor is amazing. Fabian Liberty is amazing. But I look at the entire DGG crew and they're all horrible at it. If they don't have their script, they cannot debate you. And it's just like when you guys were, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but when anytime you start pushing them, like you guys were pushing that girl last night, they don't have answers for you because they don't have the script in front of them. They don't have the script. And so, and that's just my observation. I could be wrong. I probably, maybe I am. I don't know. But again, they were basically Astro.
Oxcaxo donated $50.
Hello?
Pretend this
You
donut
can't hear
is
it
in
because you're not
dong.
on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I can't hear it. Was it a question or?
Oh no, I said pretend that this dono is in dong.
Yeah, this dong guy.
He started something. He started. He's started a movement.
I have a debate. I have a debate scheduled for tomorrow. Not with me. I'm just hosting it on whatever. And then I have my dating talk on Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be funny if people just started sending in super chats and dong or other currency. But it's deceptive because they'll send you a red super chat and it's Argentinian money. And you're like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then it's
$20.
Oh, it's $3.
$3, right? Yeah.
And you're
yeah.
And in the US, if that's going to be at least 100 for a red.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, I appreciate all currencies.
Yeah. Oh, I turn away no money. I turn away. The grift must flow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wish though they actually sent me the actual cash currency or the coin currency, because I like getting what's it called, like foreign bills or whatever.
Yeah. Foreign currency. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great. Actually, I actually ought to do a like a special where I just I ask for people to mail in money from around the world, and then I'll like put it on a board or something. And that's actually a really good. I mean, it's, again, if it's literally the equivalent of a penny, it's not like I'm going to go down and exchange it, but it would be cool to
Right.
have on the board or whatever. So
Yeah.
that'd be
Yep.
awesome. Actually, that'd be really cool. Currencies of the world.
I'm honestly kind of scared to like have a PO box though, because somebody would send me I'd get like meme shit, which I wouldn't really care about. Somebody send me some fucking dildos or whatever. But like, if somebody tries to poison me or some shit, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
not
I mean, you have a whole new class of hater. Like, it's like I have a couple of haters, but nothing like not even in the realm.
Yeah, I get like, and it's weird too, because like I think the most amount of hate I ever got was you might have been around at this time, the Tamagotchi incident. And so I kind of dressed down this girl. She came on the show to troll, and during the introduction she pops out a Tamagotchi and starts playing it, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then later on in the show she's like, oh my god, this is so boring, and then I kick her off and I talk shit.
Is that the one that was like that like snorted something like live?
Nah, that's a different crazy bitch. But
I have to ask you.
But
I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
How many lawsuits?
What do you mean? Just like from me?
Yeah, just
or
round numbers. How many lawsuits?
Look, so I've not been sued. I've been threatened, and I've received some like demand letters from attorneys. But luckily, no actual, fingers crossed.
Okay.
No actual lawsuits so far. And then like there's been a couple times where girls have done some stupid shit, and I've considered like, okay, I might have to, like, we had one girl flash maliciously and we had to end the stream. And
was that the one girl that was doing drugs in the bathroom or whatever?
Well, no, it was a different girl who intentionally flashed. The girl on drugs, that's a whole different thing, and that was accidental on her part. But yeah, she was on drugs. I wasn't gonna sue her, but I was like entertaining. Okay, I'm gonna, like, the malicious one where she intentionally showed her tits. I was like, shit, I might. But then it's just like, it's one thing if you have nothing going on. It's like, okay, I have time, but like I'm so busy. I was just like, fuck.
Well, I would totally sue somebody. I mean, I've got nothing. I mean, I have to stay busy, and so like, I have no problem making time for that. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, there's been a whole bunch of situations where like we could have and we would have probably won, like even small claims, which is, I've done small claims before for other shit, and it's pretty it's pretty simple. But you gotta you gotta go down there, you gotta file the paperwork in person, and then what else, you gotta serve them, which can be an issue, especially if they're not local, although I've done it before. And then the court case, and then you gotta wake up fucking early and like, I don't know, be there at 8 or 9 a.m., which for me is
challenging.
That's the biggest. Honestly, if I woke up early, I'd be suing everybody. But
well, you don't get
everybody.
I've had conversations with you via text at like 5:30 in the morning when I'm getting up and you're still awake.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll be up. Honestly, if I was waking up early, I'd probably have sued you already. I would have found something to sue you about. Oh my
Yeah.
God, Grid One.
Yeah.
He's just
I'm mean.
he's too awesome.
I'm the mean guy.
He's too awesome. I'm gonna sue him for being a great guy
That's it, man.
because I get up early. But no, I mean it's just a hassle. And then some of these girls would probably use it for content, and I'm like,
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I just
like that.
I just have this idea that at some point you've had to sue people for various things, and I know that you had like a semi-stalker at one point, and
oh yeah,
yeah,
well, yeah, I've had a bunch. Like, there's been a couple situations. So I've had like two proper stalkers, I would say, and but they lived in different countries, which on one hand, that's a good thing distance wise, but you can't really do anything. It's hard enough like to deal with that situation if they're in the US or like even in your city, but at least you have some remedies that you can try. But if they're like, one of the girls was in another country, another girl was in somewhere else, and you can't do anything. Like, it's very difficult to do anything about that if they're in another country. And like, you can call the police, be like, hey, this person is doing some crazy shit, and then they're like, oh, call the police where you are locally, and then you do that, and they're like, okay, call them. call the police. I've been bounced around with police departments. They're saying, well, yeah, this is harassment and this is like a crime, but we can't do anything about it. And so the closest I got was some girl with some bullshit had an attorney send me a letter, and it was total bullshit. And that was like 7 months ago, and they're like, well, we're going to sue you for blah, blah. And then I was like, okay, this is bullshit. And then nothing happened. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta love the super fans.
Yeah. That was a whole crazy situation. Just anyways. But yeah, dude, we've been missing you, bro, because I set up that custom Streamlabs thing with the race car, and everybody's missing the race car. They're missing that, but you should.
The other thing is that
one of these Sunday.
The other interesting thing about it is, I would be, and I'm not even kidding a little bit, I'd be ready to send in a TTS, and Andrew would literally say more or less what I was going to say. And I'm like, damn it, Andrew. Like, come on, man. Stealing my thunder over here.
Shit. Yeah. Well, Andrew's just so on top of it with all his arguments and
he
and
is
so forth. But
yeah, I hung out with him.
Andrew, we this Sunday, we don't actually. Andrew's not doing a call-in this Sunday because I have an in-person guest. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
You should swing by. Look, you don't even have to TTS. Just come watch the show, type in the chat, say what's up.
Well, the thing is that, so for some reason it was working perfectly, and I had Grid One as my membership, and everybody knew who I was. And then YouTube did something weird where it shows as an unreasonable man, and nobody knows who I am. And I'm like, which is kind of funny, but at the same time, it's not that funny. So,
well, isn't that the name of your channel now?
It is. So it makes sense.
Well, I mean, that explains it, right? It's the name of your channel. So
over on the Crucible, it still comes up as Grid One. It's weird.
You mean in the YouTube chat?
Yeah. And when if I send him, and I don't TTS him, because he doesn't have it enabled, but I'll send a comment, or so. Like the other day I sent him a comment about something, and it was just my same name. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It only did it on your channel. Like it only did it on whatever. Like everywhere else, it shows as grid 1.
That's weird.
It is supremely weird, and it pissed me off for like 2 weeks. I would try changing it. I was like, what is, what's going on? And it just would not. It just won't do it.
Huh. You do have 2 separate YouTube accounts, right?
Yeah. Well, I have several, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. Maybe you were just logged into a different one. But I don't know.
Yeah, I've logged in. I mean, I've done a lot of. I don't know. I think it has something to do with. It may have something to do with the way the payment was routed. I don't know. I'll figure it out at some point. But that was just. Then that's a minor thing anyway. I still, if I show up, the people that know, right? The people that need to know. So,
right.
But I have, and I've been, I've been super busy, man. I've been I'm working on my airplanes. My kid's shooting sporting clays now, so that takes up a lot of time on the weekends, and a lot of school stuff, and it's just that year that I was able to really pay attention to your show. I couldn't, I just it was just worked out perfectly in my schedule to where I could watch it, regularly.
Got it.
But now it's tougher. But I do. I was able to watch like the first hour or two there for a while, but now I'm just pretty. I don't know, man. I'm pretty rough. But what do you think? I know that you don't get a chance to watch very many streams, but how do you think I've come along? I mean, you've watched from the beginning on. I mean, I think you were on my 3rd show.
Was I? Oh wow.
I think you were on. Yeah.
Yeah. Early on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, kind of similar to you. I just don't have a bunch of time to pop in, but occasionally I'll see that you're live and I'll, watch for a little bit. And I think, just a lot of improvements from the technical side, the production quality side, convo side. Yeah, man, I think it's come along really well. And I think it's cool that you're like hosting the debates too and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't actually hosted any debates.
Well, what about the one? I mean, like the one you just did. I mean,
well, that was I've been debating. I've been doing a lot of panel debatings or panel debates, and I've debated people on other channels. This was the first time I debated someone on my channel. I used to, and I still do, kind of refer to my channel as the Continental. Right? There's no business that gets done here. It's just good conversation. We're not debating. We're not arguing. We're not gonna have knock down, drag out fights. I go to other and it's a running joke with some of my fans or audience that I here it's the Continental, but I go to other places to cause all the trouble. And we've obviously got one of your fans in the chat tonight. $4.99 comes in from Moonlight. Brian soaking his giant gunt in the bathtub. Sounds like someone's jealous. Yeah.
Can you guys hear the water? Yeah, I'm in the I'm in a pool right now.
Yeah. Well, that's all you really do is swim, right? You swim a lot.
Yeah, I go in the pool like every day. So
yeah. So Andrew moderated. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just saying I take pretty much all my business calls in the pool. Oh wait, question. Yeah. If somebody sends in, do you have any champagne at your place right now?
I don't. I don't drink.
Oh man.
I don't drink at all.
I was trying to get a champagne pop for you from the audience.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Shit.
But I don't have a champagne.
I don't know what do you have? Is there something you can smash on the floor or something?
I don't know. I've got I don't know. I can't touch any of the firearms on the show. I don't really have anything that I can break close.
Oh. So. Yeah. Oh, I see it. I haven't even been looking. I'm not even looking at the stream. I'm just listening to audio. And yeah, I'm looking now though. You got a couple firearms behind you.
Yeah. I can't touch any of those.
Yeah, just put. I was going to use some dark humor there, but never mind. Maybe you could. I don't know. What could we do? If somebody in the next 3 minutes, if somebody sends in a $100 super chat. Grid one here has to he has to sing what do you the song from Mulan. What's that song from Mulan? You know, the Chinese woman who is what is it? Shit, what is that song from Mulan? I don't know. You got to sing something, Grid one.
I don't know. I'll sing something. Yeah, that's fine.
You're gonna sing. What's that famous song from Mulan, chat? Let's get down to business. I think that's how. Grid one here. Can you pull up the lyrics? We're gonna just give them a demo. Can you just pull up the lyrics? Just the first couple bars.
What is the name of the song?
Shit. Is it "Let's Get Down to Business"? Is that the hit song from Mulan? Fuck. What is it? Come on, chat.
I'm looking.
Chat. What is it?
It says it's got some weird ones. "Reflection" by Christina Aguilera.
The fuck is that? Christina Aguilera. What the fuck?
It says
that's in Mulan.
That's from Mulan.
I'm talking like 90s.
Oh, not the cartoon one. That's the live action one. I don't know.
Yeah, no, we're old school here. The 90s cartoon Mulan. I don't even know what it is. Are we not men? Fuck, I don't know. Or, you know what? It's between that, whatever that song is from Mulan, and "Let's Get Down to Business." No. Oh, and "Defeat the Hun." Or you have to sing "Barbie Girl" by Aqua.
Oh, I remember that.
Guys,
one. I can't sing.
Guys, you have 1 minute. You have 1 minute to send in $100 super chat to see Grid one sing. Yeah.
I mean, I can kind of try and sing.
Yeah.
Desktop for 1,000. Yeah. Desktop for 1,000. It would have to be like, because my channel would be taken down for 2 days if I do a desktop.
What's a desktop? What's that?
You fire a gun in your desk. Have you ever seen? I forget the name of that show. Oh, Anson Knowles, a hundred from Anson Knowles. Barbie Girl Now. I don't. I don't know the lyrics. All I know is the chorus.
Well, it's lucky. You know, it's great that you have a computer in front of you.
I
and
know.
you can,
all right, hang on. Let me find it.
You can Google the Barbie Girl lyrics. I'll do it. I'll do part of it with you. I'll be Ken. I'm gonna be Ken. You'll be Barbie. Okay. Oh my God, this is gonna be so ridiculous. Kind of gay.
But this is clipped for freaking sure.
All right. Well, it's a deal's a deal, you know.
Yeah. There we go. I got lyrics. No, I don't have lyrics. Why didn't I pull up the lyrics? There it is.
And we have to do the intro too, not just the song. We can't, we got to full send the entire intro.
All right.
The part where it's like, "Hi, Barbie," or wait, "Hi, Ken." And you have to pitch shift your voice.
I'm going to try. My voice will crack a lot. Plus, I'm getting over a sinus infection, so I'll probably cough in the middle of it.
Grit. Hey.
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. Just give me. I'm trying to find the lyrics, like that. Oh, wait, here we go.
Yeah, just Google Barbie Girl. Wait.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I got some of it at least.
All right. I don't have it in front of me, so this is all off of memory.
All right. I'm going to give you the lyrics. It's "Hi Barbie, hi Ken, let's go."
Is there the intro part?
In.
Do you have the intro of it?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Maybe an instrumental. Throw on like a karaoke instrumental.
I don't.
Is it frozen?
No.
Wait, did it freeze?
Nope. I'm still going. Brian.
Oh shit.
We can still hear you, Brian. Brian's being very quiet.
Wait, chat. Can you still hear me? Look, is he frozen?
Am I frozen?
Oh my!
No.
Oh wow! Chat. Can you hear me? Wow! This is crazy. Can you guys hear him though? Because it looks like he's frozen on my end. Can you, chat? Can you hear him? Because he looks frozen to me.
Uh-oh.
Wow! You know what? That's crazy. I just got him $100 super chat, and he just ducked. What the? Wait.
Yeah, I'm working. They say I'm working fine. Brian's bugged. That's funny.
Hold on. I got to refresh it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm whoa, why is it want me to download something? No, I'm not downloading anything. He picked like the shortest song ever. Just give him a second. He'll be back. Ye of little faith. I told you he'd be back.
What the?
All right, ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the lyrics. This is like the shortest song ever.
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's so the first line is hi Barbie, and then the second line is hi Ken. Let's go for a ride. Sure, get in, jump in, and then it's I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life is plastic. It's fantastic. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna be Ken. You be Barbie. Okay.
Why am I Barbie?
I don't know. It suits your character.
I can't get to that octave.
I believe in you.
I'm glad that you believe in me, but I don't think it could happen.
Look. No excuses. Play like a champion. Rule 76.
Right, you know what? I'll see what we can do. Let's go. Because I'm pretty. That's funny. That's funny. Lord of Pies says, because you're pretty, Grid, accept it. That's the first time I've ever been called pretty in my life. All right.
That's crazy.
So you start off with the hi Barbie, then I do the hi Ken, and then it's let's go for a ride. I'm assuming it's
Wait, it goes hi Barbie.
Yep, and then hi Ken.
Oh. Hi Barbie.
Hi Ken.
Want to go for a ride?
Sure, get in.
Jump in. Where's the instrumental? We need.
I don't have an instrumental, bro.
You got YouTube. You got YouTube the instrument. You got to find that instrumental.
Stand by. Let's see.
Stand by. Hi Barbie.
That's fun. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh man, what the hell? I'm already regretting offering this.
But, yeah, I don't know why you picked that song. That seems like a weird one to pick, but hey man.
Yeah, I don't know. How old were you when that came out? Like, were you like in your teens or
what? The first Barbie movie?
No, Barbie Girl. The song.
Aqua? I have no idea.
Aqua. That was like the mid '90s or mid to late 90s.
It was, yeah. I think it.
So I was a kid. I was maybe 7 or something.
Yeah, I don't remember it because I didn't listen to that kind of music.
Well, you probably heard it though on the radio and shit, right?
I don't know.
No. Okay.
No. All right. So let me see if I can get this looped in.
Right. So, were you more of a Nirvana guy?
Yeah.
You were grunge?
I listen to all that stuff.
Yeah, you had a couple flannels back then?
Yeah. No, I never got into the actual like being grunge or anything like that, but I listened to a lot of the music.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, what year did you graduate high school?
1990.
Oh, wait, 1990. Okay. I feel like anybody who graduated high school between then and I graduated high school in 2007.
Michelle's
that's
recording. So Michelle,
that's like peak.
Michelle clips me all the time. She has like so many clips of me like saying what they call gridisms. So she's like, it's been 5 minutes since she started recording. Quit stalling. I'm not stalling.
I think
90 people, half of these people weren't even born yet.
How many viewers do we have? I think that there were
54. Got 54.
54.
Yeah.
I think would have been like peak high school years, at least more recently, would be between like I want to say 95 to 2005. But in that time period, or in college in that time period, 95 to 2005 would have been peak. You know? I don't know.
I think we're going to have to do this a cappella because I have to share the window. Well, let me see. Hang on, give me a second. I think maybe I can make it work.
I mean, shit, we can do it a cappella. Fuck it.
Give me 1 sec. We'll see what we can do.
I
make this work.
Because, anyways, I'll keep them entertained.
Yeah.
And look, this is from like a perspective of a '90s kid. Like I had Pokemon cards, and I had like the Pokemon Red and Blue, which is pretty peak civilization in terms of what you want in your childhood. I think I was in elementary school when there's Pokemon. Like that's fucking peak society. So it's hard to say. I mean, but like, it would have been cool to have done college. I think in like the late '90s, like around the turn of the millennia. I don't know, just like before fucking cell phones and like there wasn't this mass infiltration of dog shit like hip hop and you know what, to be fair though, like hip hop and rap in that era was also good, but like you could go to a party and there would be rock music playing. You would go to a college party, there's rock, there's Blink 182, like early 2000s. That has to be like the peak college experience.
Probably was.
Now it's a bunch of like EDM dog shit, and I don't know. I'm a boomer, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't have a karaoke one, dude. You're right. I'll get copyrighted for this. Plus nobody will be able to clip it. All right, give me a standby, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to. Right.
Yeah, rap was good in the 2000s. I honestly, it seems like the late 2000s though, like once you start getting into like 2008 to 2010, music, I don't know, it just changed. Like rock is kind of dead. It just became this like hipster fucking banjo bullshit nonsense, whereas a bunch of like rock was the mainstream, and now it's just like super soy, and it's been super soy for over a decade.
Yeah. I mean, I can go with that. I think that's probably accurate.
Like if you think about it, right? Like who is the Nirvana in the rock genre of this genre? Like there is no big rock band like Nirvana, or like, I mean, you could name any. You could even go further back, but I don't know. What was another like big? I don't know. There is no Nirvana of today, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, man. Makes sense. All right, you ready? Oh, I got to pull my lyrics back up. Let's see.
The people are getting impatient, Grid.
I know, man. I know. They're ready to revolt. All right. Let's see. That's not the lyrics. I got so many different things going on now.
It's fucking Mumford.
Here we go. All right.
Mumford and Sons, fucking dog shit, banjo, fucking hipster nonsense.
Yeah, that exact thing.
Like
All
they
right,
get
man.
pegged after, like they're not fucking roadies after the show. They're all pegging each other. It's like the lamest shit ever.
That's weird. All right, are you ready, man?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm going to start the song, and then I don't know where to come in at on this, but
I'll take the lead. I'll take the lead on it.
all right.
All right. Oh, there's gonna be like, hold on.
There it is.
Wait, what the fuck? Do you want to go for a ride?
Version. You got the lyrics on the screen.
Jump in. Oh shit.
Hang on, I got you. I'm gonna rewind. I'm gonna pull it back so we can. I didn't realize it was gonna do that. Ready?
Wait, hold on. One sec. Oh shit.
You want to pay $100 for it not to happen?
Yes. Wait. Do it.
Yeah,
Do
you
it.
can. You
Okay,
can pay
give him a
$100 for it
minute.
not to happen.
Here, give him like 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah,
And
all
he's
right.
gonna Wait, but do we have to? I think we have to refund. We gotta refund the person who sent the 100. That's. I feel like that's not fair. You know, we can't rip off.
I'll give Anson.
We can't rip off.
I'll get Anson back up here for that.
Hi, Barbie.
$49.99 to not happen. No, it's got to be equal or more for it not to happen.
Oh my! I feel like we can't back out now. It's just unfair.
This is happening. Arthur Dye is like, this is happening.
The only way we can back out is if the super chatter who sent in 100, if he gives his blessing that if somebody else sends in something, that he will graciously allow us to rescind our legally binding obligation to him.
Yeah.
All right. Oh boy.
I don't see any super chats coming through.
Oh boy. Okay.
The funny thing is, it didn't trigger the TTS on that $100. So that was weird.
Shit. It's fucked up too. YouTube takes $30 of that, man. That's crazy.
Well, he may have sent it through on the other one.
God damn. What the fuck, Moonlight? The fuck? Who's Moonlight?
I don't know. I'm not sure who Moonlight is. That's
wait. Moonlight. This name sounds familiar. How?
Hey, Chris Lestrange is up in the house. What's up? I see you, man.
Yo. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Ken. You want to go for a ride? Sure. Jump in.
All right, you ready? All right. Well, we don't have the super chat, so I'm going to start the song. Come in on the. I guess we're only going to. I'm not going to do the whole song though. I don't have that kind of time. Let's go.
All right. Let's do it.
It's going.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
Do you want to go for a ride?
Sure, Ken. Jump in.
Jump in.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life is plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair.
Just see everywhere.
Imagination.
Life is your creation.
I suck at
Barbie. Let's go party.
Life is plastic. It's fantastic. All right, that's
you can brush my hair. I'm just everywhere.
My off button. There it is.
Hey, we didn't.
That's terrible. That was terrible.
You weren't even singing. You were like,
I can't sing. I'm white.
That was not singing.
It's
you can.
All I can do is rock music where I yell at things.
Wait, here. Okay, you know what? I don't think it's. Here's what we're gonna do. Grid one.
All right, man. What we got?
All right. Here's what we're gonna do, because I don't think that that's acceptable. But you know what? Since you're not gonna sing it, you have to read verbatim. But you don't have to sing it. the lyrics to WAP by is it Cardi B?
No, I
You have to read
saw
it.
a comedian do that the other night, and he couldn't even keep a straight face.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that bit where I cannot remember this comedian's name, but he's like
Ben Shapiro?
No, he's coming. He's a comedian. He's at the end of his show, and he says, we've come to a point in the country where we've banned what's the name of this? Baby, It's Cold Outside. But that year that they banned It's Cold Outside, that year, WAP was like number one and won a bunch of awards. And he like read the lyrics to each one, and he's like, we're gonna read the lyrics to each one to see if they're right, or if America is actually lost its damn mind. And
how about this? You have to do. I'm trying to think of a rap song.
It's like Two Cats in Heat, but gayer. Thank you, Lewis, for the $9.99. It was pretty gay. I got to be honest with you.
I don't know. That was pretty heterosexual, if you ask me.
Okay.
That was like the most heterosexual thing I think either of us have ever done.
I mean, I had kids, so I was pretty hetero.
Yeah. Like that was very hetero. And I just want to say that look,
no
if you're
all right, no more.
I am comfortable with my masculinity. And I will sing some fucking awkward.
$2 comes in from John Burt. That's all you got, man. 2025 peak entertainment win grid. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Wow.
Brian wore that red Destiny wig too long. That's mean. That's mean spirited.
Yeah. It's true. I still have it. I put it on in the bathroom and I just stare at myself.
Yeah.
And I cry.
So is Destiny coming back on your show at any point?
No.
Okay.
Probably not. I mean, the invitation's there. I'd love to do like a long debate between him and Andrew Wilson, but he's, I guess, upset that, look, I'm not going to get into all the details, but I sent out one joke tweet about his divorce, and then he pretty much blacklisted me because of that. That's my understanding. So
I missed $100.
Yo.
I did miss $100. I got to scroll.
Oh, what the fuck?
We were singing, bro.
How you got? Damn, that's crazy.
Brian, I got to be honest with you. I'm glad that you came on and you feel like you can chill here with us.
Yeah, of course. Just
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. What's it called? Whew. Okay. I actually kind of ironically I have to leave at the moment. I need to get going. But Grid, thank you for having me.
Literally sent in $100 and said,
what did it say?
It said, Brian, hold on, I gotta get over here. Why is this not? It's not showing up. I want Brian to sing "Pound Town" by Sexy Red.
Pound Town. You're gonna have to drop it on my show. If you want me to sing it, but I'll pass that one over. I'll do a layup for Grid on that one if he wants to take the.
I have never even heard that song in my life. I have no idea what that song is.
Yeah, but I do have to leave. My phone's about to die. I'm just on my cell phone. So, but yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Bye. And
viewers, hit the like button on my way out. And yeah, man, hope you have a good rest of your stream.
Yeah. One last thing for you.
Sure.
That we have someone asking you if you have considered expanding to the northeast, New York City, New Jersey, because apparently they have crazy broads out the ass. That's
Wait, the what?
So, Brian, have you considered
Northeast?
expanding to the northeast, the New York City, Jersey Shore area? We got crazy broads out the ass.
Yeah, it would be cool to like have whatever in different localities and areas, or doing a tour or something like that.
You need to come to Nashville.
But
we have studios here that you can just like rent for the day or week or whatever.
Yeah, but anyways,
Music City, like they have all that shit.
Yeah, no, I'd love to do the show in different areas. All right, guys, I gotta go, but hey, have a good stream, man.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming by.
Later.
I'm gonna have to make it up to Moonlight for you doing that thing that. So.
Yeah.
All
right. See you guys. Bye.
All right. Bye, Brian. Brian's gone. Sorry, guys. Well, that was exciting. That was exciting. I spoke. Well, he actually was singing Barbie Girl. I was not, Emily. I can't sing because I'm just too white. I mean, I can sing like hymns and shit, but that's it. It's weird that didn't show up. It only shows up over here. It didn't show up over here in my other feed. Well, that's a as we draw to the end of the show, which this is drawing to the end of the show. It's awesome that we were able to recover after the. It wasn't really a rage quit, maybe an apathy quit. Not really sure. What do you guys think? I'm interested in what you think. I'm kind of very interested to see what you guys think. Is it was it a rage quit? What was it? uh, Obviously, Jack assumes it was a rage quit because he says, I got her ass from. No, I'm talking about John Burt. I'm talking about not Brixton. I was talking about the earlier guest. So she was definitely triggered over me calling out Kamala. Okay. Arthur Dye is calling rage quit. Okay. Chris Lestrange says she has no nice heavies. Heavies? Okay. All right. That's a new one. I got that. That's funny. You're gonna take a lot of that credit. She really was lashing out at you. That's true. Could still be, honestly, could still be watching. I don't know. It's not the first person to have rage quit and then hung around to see if we talk about them. So, but yeah, I want to also, by the way, I want to thank Kissy Cat for the memberships. I did see those hit earlier, and I really do appreciate that. That was awesome of you to do that, and yeah, it's really cool. So, and I also. Looks it's interesting. I think somebody may have PayPal'd me as well. Her resting bitch face. That's interesting. All right. Interesting. All right. Resting Botox face. Ow, Arthrodia coming in for the kill. Ouch. I killed Earl. So you want to watch Rob Noor? Hold on. You want to watch Rob Noor debate people so bad it sucks because he's literally he is actually one of the best. He is probably the best debater out there. I agree with you. How is my rack supposed to compete with that? I don't know. I don't know. That was very fun. Robert Palmer, backup dancer. Okay. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I figured it out. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Well, it's been a great night. Brian came by, spent a lot of time on the show. Seemed very mellow for Brian, actually. Yep, kissy cat for the win. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's been a great night, guys. And I'm really, I got to be honest, I'm really happy kind of with the way it turned out. I don't think that that I Killed Earl and Brian on at the same time would have been a good mix. I mean, it would have been fun for me, less so for other people, I think. Moonlight says itty bitty titty committee. Nothing wrong with those. Nothing wrong with those. So it's been interesting. It's been a great night, guys. I before I head off to bed, because I'm tired. I've been up all day and all that. Does anybody have any streams that we could raid? It's very interesting. Business is business. The Continental is fine, but the blood must run. And I've got to figure out how I'm going to deal with this. I do enjoy. Hey, Fredo Fonzarelli, you think it's a rage quit? I'm gonna have to go with rage quit. Is Chaotic still live? That guy, I don't think he's live right now. I don't think he's alive. He's not coming up on my. Don't send you there, True Keys. All right. Well, I need somebody that's alive to send to. So really the only people I'm seeing live is a bunch of people I wouldn't go watch myself. So He did kind of troll a little bit. That's right. Seth Spence is right. They are wonderful regardless of size. That is correct. Correct. Wait 20 minutes for the Crucible? Yeah, I can do that. Lauren B. I can do that. Let us go to the Crucible. Oh, Midnight Run. All right. Heck yeah, man. Michelle, are you still in the chat by chance? Yeah, I really can't believe the rage quit, man. I should debate Erudite. Set it up. I'll do it. I need to develop some catchphrases. Interesting. If you can make that happen, Moonlight, I am down. I am down. I debated Soy Pill today. He wasn't. I actually thought Soy Pill was going to be a little more cool, but he really wasn't. So I don't know. Don't know what to tell you there. I don't know. I mean, he was good faith at least. You reach out to her. All right. I think you're thinking of Brianna Wu. Brianna Wu's in it for sure. Do it. Do it. Yeah, Moonlight got it. Went on. Had it going on tonight. And remember, guys, tomorrow night it will be a trash talk Saturday night. We're going to talk all the trash, all of them. Jack, I'll debate you on. I'll debate you on isolationism. You saw my arguments with the other fellow. You know, my actual position on tariffs versus free trade. I'll give you that in a second. I promise. Give me 1 minute. My actual position is that tariffs are useful tools, but I prefer free trade, actual free trade, free of government interference. The problem that the problem that we come into is when the governments get involved, especially our government, the way our politicians currently work. It's just terrible for everybody. I don't like it. I think it's garbage. And so there's no, I just don't think it's I don't think it's what we need. I think it's a bad idea. Now, is there a I don't know. Is there a way to get there from here without doing that? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that regardless, we're always going to end up back at, as long as we have, man, I can't keep up with you guys. You're gonna hold on. Yeah, they are. Moonlight, yes. The bottom one is a Keltec RDB. It's short because there's no suppressor on it right now, as there should be. The second one is an AR-10. That one's actually in 308. I don't usually. And this one is a competition rifle that I use to shoot competition. So, yes, it is a bullpup. It is. Kel-Tec RDB. So, where was I at? Where was I going with this? I saw some stuff. In principle, you agree tariffs? Yeah, sure, but that's only because we are where we are. Eventually, if we use tariffs to get things under control, we get our manufacturing redeveloped, get our infrastructure redeveloped, get our farms redeveloped, become self-sustaining. And I hit soy pill tonight with this. Is that, you know, it's what these leftists are always talking about. You know, being um, self-sustaining, and yet everything we do, they're always talking about how we can't live without other countries and other countries' garbage uh, uh, somehow. When the reality is, I don't think that's true at all. And I don't have a problem with tariffs. I don't like them, but I have a problem with them. But the biggest issue is that our government interferes so much. The tariffs the tariffs are a tool to get to where we need to be. The left knows that. And Soy Pill earlier tonight, when we were talking about tariffs, he admitted that, hey, every president has put in tariffs. All throughout our government, we've done tariffs. His problem is the way Trump is using them as weapon. He's weaponizing the tariffs to benefit the U.S. So that's they don't like that, because what they need is the U.S. to be weaker over comparatively to other nations, and that's where we're at. So yeah, right now they're reciprocals. If they're equal tariffs, how is that not free trade? Well, if they cancel each other out, then it is kind of free trade. But why would you need to cancel them out? This is the problem, right? Yeah, Vietnam dropped all the tariffs on the U.S. Yeah, fair trade, free trade, all the same to me. It's all means the same thing. The biggest problem is that what you'll never actually have free trade, because fair trade, because somebody's always going to feel like it's unfair. So it's an interesting deal. So, I've never seen fair trade. I would love to. I would actually really like to. I'd like to see fair trade someday. Yeah. You shouldn't have that cancel out. What cancel out feature? Help me out here. What are you talking about? So I do think that one of the problems that we have in the United States is that our politicians have learned that by manipulating tariffs, yeah. So the problem is that you're trusting our government to do that, and I don't. The problem is our currently the way our government is structured, where Congress can literally give themselves write legislation that opens up back doors to pay themselves money. Until we get rid of that, and until we reform Congress and the way that it's structured, we're never going to be able to have free or fair trade, either way you look at it. And so that's why, as far as I'm concerned, tariffs are what I consider a necessary evil. They're a tool, right? Like, I don't always reach for the plasma cutter to get a bolt loose, But if that fucker's not coming off, I'm getting the plasma cutter, right? I don't always reach for the biggest hammer or fiat tool number 5. But if the if something's not coming loose or not fitting back where it's supposed to be, sometimes you need a bigger fucking hammer. So that's it. That's all I've got. That's all I can go with. So yeah, and see, that's the kind of bullshit that happens. And so Moonlight, I called that early, and my wife and I actually had refinanced our house just prior to that when all of that hit, and we were in a pretty good pretty good position. But we watched other people that had been basically pulling equity out of their houses, just like they're doing right now, over and over again. And they went and they lost their houses. And this is going to start happening again really soon, because you have people that have, because of this artificially inflated market, their house went from being worth $400,000 to being worth $800,000. And they pulled that $400,000 in equity out. And once you do that, that money's gone. Right. And so when the market drops, right, and now your house isn't worth $800,000 anymore, now it's back down to 450 or 500, but you still owe all of that money and you are underwater in your house. The banks, most mortgages have a clause in them where the bank can call the debt if there's no if you're too far underwater on it, if you're too deep in negative equity. People don't realize that. And so there are people that can lose their homes today, right now, because the market has shifted and they've lost so much equity in their house that they have borrowed against over and over and over again. So it's a very interesting thing to deal with and to talk about and look at. But at the same time, it's it is what it is, Yep. I don't know if they'll default, but it's going to be rough for some people, and people will not be able to refinance. And that's really going to be the biggest problem is people aren't going to be able to finance out their houses. And that's just, it's going to be terrible, man. So we have to get our market back under control. And again, a lot of this is simply because of our foreign policy sucking so bad. And we just have to stop that. Anson, can I make that public or no? But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, paid off homes are going to be fine. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, if you look at debt as a tool to use and you're very careful with it, it's fine. But the problem is people start pulling all this equity out and they're really bad at it. So so yeah. Yeah, the crash is going to how do you prepare for the crash? How much money you got? So the crash isn't going to affect a ton of people. You gave me your last 100, man. I'm sorry. I'll give it back to you, dude. You shouldn't do that. I think I'm a balanced approach guy. You know that. I think that if you're going to buy, I mean, buying gold makes sense sometimes. Buying buying stocks, of companies that you understand, that makes sense. Buying real estate, if you know what you're doing. A lot of this has to do with if you know what you're doing, then fine, do that. If you don't know what you're doing, then money market accounts, invest in the trade the indexes, normal stuff. Don't get fancy. So Moonlight, during my daytime shows, I often talk about finance and or businesses stuff. So yeah. Find a husband. Just put that out there for you. Just, find a husband. The interesting thing is that there's always this defeatist this defeatist outlook where people will talk about how, well, I can't get rich, I can't do this, I can't do that. All I'm going to do, only the last generation could get rich, and that's hogwash. That's bullshit. If you want to get rich, you can do so. The problem is most people don't actually want to do what it takes to be wealthy. They don't. They absolutely don't. You can't trust a guy. That's gonna be rough. That's gonna be rough. Well, he's got options. That's funny. That's funny. I mean, that's always really the best thing to do. I mean, historically I've said, and I still say it historically, that if you are truly inept and you just don't understand money and all of that stuff, put your money in the index. It's gonna go up. And generically it goes up. It kind of follows the inflation curve, so your money actually stays. You don't lose money, right? So if you put $100,000 in the bank, and we go to inflation or hyperinflation, well, now your buying power of that $100,000 has shrunk. But when you put that in an index or a fund, you kind of inflation proof it, because your money, because it goes up, and earns you interest, and earns, or not interest, but it earns your gains. And that's if you're truly just financially inept, or you're just scared to do anything. I think indexes for the most part are for you. But you've got to, I'm buying businesses right now. I was retired. I'm coming out of retirement. I'm doing good things, cool stuff. But I'm all set to be back in business. And I invest in businesses. I think that if you put your money into a good business, it's going to come back to you. So yeah, Moonlight, I get it. I get it that you don't think you can trust men with your money, or maybe you just you've been hurt or whatever. There are good men out there. Don't close yourself off. I think that's a bad plan. I've heard and I've heard that kind of thing before. I just think that you shouldn't do that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's actually I'm yawning. It's time for me to go. I really appreciate everybody that came out tonight, watch the show. Tune in tomorrow night, same bat channel, same bat time. We're going to do it's a trash talk extravaganza, or trash talk Saturday as I call it, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to really talk some trash tomorrow night. I've had some debates going on. I've got some other things to talk about. I'm going to bring some other people up and let them talk some trash. We're rating the Crucible. I was hoping Andrew would be up and entertaining, but you guys can just go watch the Crowns impact the city, and I will. I'm going to see you guys later. Now, as always, be cool. Wear glasses if you need them, and get off my lawn.